You sound like you're on. How does your ears sound right now?
They're good. My voice sounds real dirty though.
Ain't nothing I can do about that.
My voice sounds real like trashy on here or something like.
Yeah. Well, have you ever listened to a voicemail you've left somebody?
No.
You've not?
Yeah, I have. I lied.
It's bad. Or like on video.
You'll listen, you'll be like, well, anytime I listen to these podcasts, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I'm
gross.
the same way. I never go back and listen to anything I do. Or when I'm editing a video that I've done, I'm like, I sound like a homosexual.
I need to get that water. A little less bite. So it's Merry Christmas time.
It's Merry Christmas time, dude. It's December.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite times of year because I'm beat and battered after deer season.
Yeah. And it's that little bit of R&R.
I ain't got no money.
Yeah.
Because I spent it all on deer hunting and then Christmas presents for everybody. Mm-hmm. And you just get to relax. It's cold outside. So if you do go out, it's usually beautiful, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Going down to the frozen creeks and rivers. And
that crisp, cool air.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. Hitting that lung in the morning.
Yeah.
And a little bit of wheezing with it.
You start to breathe in, your lungs go.
the catch. Christmas presents. I got you something.
Not for me.
It's for you, and it is a Bauer. I found one.
You didn't get this for me.
I've been using it to make sure it was seasoned well. Like a cast iron.
Don't give me this. It's too much.
Yep. And she's still got deer meat on her, I'm pretty sure.
There is a deer hair curled up out of the blade.
Yeah.
Well, since you already gave it to me, I don't have yours yet.
No, you ain't doing nothing for me.
No, I got you something. It's on the way. It should be here any day. And it's really cool. I guarantee you don't have it.
Probably don't.
I think you don't have it. I got it for like 2 or 3 people. But yours is cool. When I first ordered it, I'll be honest with you. When it showed up, I was like, if I like this a whole lot, I might not give it to you. Or I might have to order a second one.
Yeah.
You definitely thought about that.
I was like, well, I got it. I immediately thought, I was like, oh, Dylan, there it is. I found one. Because you don't see them that often. And it's a 3-blade. It's the 3-blade, the big Stockman,
Match strike pull, baby.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good and stiff, and everything was good in it. But I get it, and I start using it. I'm like, dang, he'll never know. I never told him.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, I got to give it to him. I have a bunch of pocket knives, and that's Josh Mink.
Answer him. He'll come through the air. I might have to turn him up some.
Hey, what's going on?
What are you doing?
Not much. I'm sitting over here. I'm actually in the podcast right now. You're in the podcast.
Oh.
You can be heard.
No.
What is it?
Thought you were going to call me.
To Colony?
Thought you were going to call me when you was leaving the house.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm here right now, and there is a spot in the floor. You can pull up a piece of rug, and we've got a hat. I want that Gandalf hat back there to wear right now.
I'll give it to you.
That looks amazing.
I got the pipe, too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's right there. It's like this long.
That's it right
I
there.
smoked it in here one time, and Lindsay come home from work.
It's the holidays.
It's holidays. We're just enjoying ourselves.
Just chatting over the holidays. You, if you can come this way or whatever. We're going to keep talking, and then we'll intercede or something, maybe put you in or something like that.
Yeah, barge in. You'd be a special guest.
Yeah, a guest. We can dress you up as something.
Is it a video?
There's video and audio, so you can watch it and listen.
If he can, I'd prefer if he can just sit barely in the frame on the video.
We just
be
want,
weird.
Very just partial, small there. Amount of you.
Well, sit there and creep everybody out.
Just creep everybody out. You don't say anything. I'll ask you to look things up on the computer for us. How Joe Rogan's got the little minion back there that's always
yeah. We'll say, pull that up, Josh.
Pull that up right quick for us. But there won't be anything, But
yeah. He just gives us a random fact back.
Yeah. He gives us a slip, a post-it note with nothing on it.
Yeah.
Do what?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, we'll see you in a minute, okay? All right, bye. Oh, yeah.
Sounds like we're getting a special guest on the show
A
today.
special guest, Josh Mink,
Josh Mank, the Mankler.
the Minklin.
Old Mankler. Dude, thank you for the knife, for real, man.
You're
That
very
was-
welcome.
I love how it's got the pin right through the O in
Yes,
Bauer.
you can see that. That's one of the things that caught my eye, especially about it, because the badge on mine's wore slick out.
Yeah,
Can't even
I
read
love when the shields on knives have the pins in them.
They can't go nowhere then.
Yeah, ain't going nowhere. Ain't glued on. You get it wet, and it's not going to go. The glue
One
won't
wash
pop off.
cycle.
Yep.
One wash cycle. No, the badge is gone.
Yep, you forget
So-
it one little time.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all. And that's all we have for today.
That's the special. Hope you liked it. The Christmas memories as a child are much different than with children.
Yeah, it's weird when you're building the memories.
You're the one making them.
Before it was somebody making them for you,
Yeah,
and I don't like it.
it's different.
It's fun. It's fun, but I don't know. I feel like I could do more. You know, I'm like, I ain't doing enough. I ain't meeting the standard.
My mom tried harder.
My mom done more than I did.
My dad was big on Christmas memories. I had big time memories with that man.
Was you all like big present people?
Oh yeah,
Get
You know,
wild with it.
they were
like spend
crazy.
hundreds of dollars on everybody.
like save all year for the Christmas presents.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm that way though. I've been looking
I'm
for cap
bad for
guns.
it. Cap guns?
Yeah, for Ruben.
You
which
gonna get like a
prob-
vintage?
I was gonna go for a replica, like a high end movie style replica with like the bullets that insert, and then Brooklyn's like that's too far, and it was more
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I had to go back and ponder it.
So you
and
have
was
to
like-
watch that because you'll try to live vicariously through your kids
Yeah,
and get
through
them
my
presents
children.
that you wanted.
and they're
you
like,
know?
I'm too.
Like-
I can't hold it.
I'd rather play with the remote than this
So
piece of garbage.
this is junk, Dad. It's he don't even like loud noises, so it wouldn't be a
Yeah.
good idea. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that. Trying to be like, because I remember those
Mhm.
gifts as a child.
Yeah. I need to I need to lock in because you only get so many years of it. Them
Yeah.
actually,
They're going to be kind of growing up and
getting
your
into
Christmases. I feel like they stop about. Mine stopped at like around that 14, 15 age.
it. Yeah.
They were like dwindling off.
Yeah, they weren't as magical. Once you start like working and junk and your family members start dying.
That's when
The-
it gets weird.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like
My life
dead.
was all the way up until people started dying, like close people, not like
Yeah, Maudie Gale's
your
cousins, juniors,
Aunt
bub.
Bonnie toast,
Yeah.
And it's like I'd seen her twice at a
I
reunion,
don't even know her.
and I don't like they show me the picture. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember seeing her.
Mhm.
But when it's closer, people start dying. Then the magic leaves, or it did for me. It's not as magical as it was.
Yeah.
Like life was just great. And then you get bills, family starts dying.
And you're like, wow, this $55 a month, straight talk plan is killing me.
Yeah. Then when you make the Christmas magic for your friends and family,
Yeah,
it's like it almost feels a little fake to me
yeah.
because I'm like, it's not magical. like,
Somewhat, we're blood and sweating this thing in. Like, we're killing to get it done.
but you
So-
put on a happy face and you make it magic.
Grin and you make it
Yeah.
magic. You really don't see all the unseens as a child.
Oh, no.
Knowing now, like it's
Did you ever-
stressful.
How did they do the presents showing up Christmas Day? Did they start appearing under the tree before Christmas?
Oh no, it was like all in. Santa came that night.
See, that's the way it was for us for
Yeah.
a long time.
Well, we were heathens, so we would have just ripped them up.
Yeah.
They knew if they dropped it, it'd been like
Dude,
piranhas.
we looked so every time. And you know where she kept them?
Where?
There was a safe at her work in Corbin. She kept the presents in that safe in Corbin.
So you had no opportunities.
There was no
I
way.
have found
Unless I
some
could be
small
like-
ones. Yeah, the little
that safe is
scope.
over there now. It's the one
Really?
out in the garage. Yeah, the big giant like money
Oh
safe.
yeah.
Yeah, that is what my presents were in as a child.
So
was
they
that
were under lock and key.
There's no way
And tumblers.
we're not getting to them. No.
Yeah.
So for years, like start to probably about 10, maybe, it was nothing under the tree at all. And then Christmas morning, boom,
Everything.
stockings
Yeah.
big around this
Huge,
55
big
gallon
stockings.
crammed.
That was something that was big. Stockings. I don't feel like that has held the
It's
weight.
dwindled.
I think it's going away. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's dwindled. They're not as they try to get them. See, mom and dad had us these huge ones that looked like the Lord's sock.
Yeah,
They
like,
were massive.
just pulling on, like,
Yeah.
getting ready for a day of work.
And I don't know how they fit it all in there. We would just take them and dump them and be like, start.
And it's all the
Yeah.
good, like, I've seen on TV products.
Yeah, it was the
and
good stuff.
real good stuff. I think I had a bug catching kit, and I still have it.
Yeah. You
It was
kept
like a glass, with the little magnifying glass. You can like look at one of the
You
bugs.
you can look at
I
them
kept
close.
thousands of waspers in it, and I'd
Yeah.
torture them when time came.
And peel their legs off.
I would have to kill them. They would start going cannibal after a while.
Yeah.
But
They
you'd
have
be
to eat.
surprised how long a wasp can live without
No
a head.
food. Oh, without a head? I know they'll sting for a long time without a
yeah,
head.
they sting for years.
You mush them and no
I've had 'em
stinger. You
look
don't
like-
see it at all.
No.
And then it's just like,
It'll start when I've had them powdered dust, and get hit by them bit right on the finger. Immediately shock pain, fall. I just get straight back. No, the Christmas times and these big stockings, and oh my gosh, it was all the folklore surrounding Santa and his sleigh.
yeah. I could
And
about
who
wear our
spotted
stockings.
Yeah,
I could seriously about get them on my foot. They're so small.
yeah, that's
Because they're
different.
like designed, fancy
Everyone-
looking.
Yeah, like they're like really. Those were probably the ones you were talking about. Were like a large cotton shirt that had been stitched.
Yeah, they were red, had like the white. They looked like this hat.
That hat.
Yeah, and
That's
they
the
were
same
like
thing.
this tall.
Yeah.
They were huge. And like I said, man, you'd show up, there'd be nothing there. Night before, you go down there, and it's just like a mountain of crap that they had bought.
Yeah,
And would just start
Accumulated
shredding it.
and-
Yeah.
I
Those
don't
were the
feel like
times.
I'm that good of a buyer.
Yeah, I'm not. It's hard too because like you can't buy anything that the kid hasn't seen on YouTube or something.
Yeah, they
know?
don't already know what it is. I got a Steve Irwin crocodile hunter truck and trailer combo, and that was that Land Cruiser he had, and it
Dude,
had
I
the
would have
snakes.
died. What
and
year? How old were you?
Oh gosh, I was young. We're talking like maybe 2002.
We're talking. I was probably
2001.
14.
I was like 18. I was on the floor just going. It was electric. It was Radio Shack was selling it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was this. I loved it. Like it had the heavy rubber, things that were
The big old
realistic.
rubber
Yeah,
tires.
like rubber, and they were real spongy rubber. They
Yeah.
had foam inside of them.
Did it have like a suspension built into it and all that?
And
Yeah.
that's what as a kid, like in that age, I might have been. I don't know. 7, 8 years old, that
Mhm.
meant the world. Like,
Did
having
you like
something-
him a lot when you were a
I
kid?
was, he's basically like one of my huge
I sent him a letter.
inspirations. Oh yeah, I'd talk to him on the phone, which it was my family, but they'd be like, "Crocky, mate," and I'd be screaming, thinking like, "Steve Irwin's on the phone."
Yeah, I sent him a letter. My aunt helped me send it to him to try to get him to come to my birthday party.
Yes.
I don't know if the one that I got back was real or if it was one she made.
Yeah, she might have.
She might have
slipped you
made
one
it.
in.
Yeah, but it said it was from him, and it said like can't make it, mate, or something.
Got Crocs to say, brother. And I loved Steve Irwin though. That was
Yeah, when
my,
he died.
my idol.
I was messed up there for a
Yeah.
while. It was sad.
It's very sad, and there's been no one really to take his place. His kids are really good kids.
that
But
boy
there
looks
was
just
something-
like him.
Yeah, he does. Dug right out of his crack for
Yep.
sure. But you got, he had a different turn.
Mhm.
His dad did. He was much more of like a wild man. I think his son's a little more precautious, which not a bad thing. Knowing what happened to his father. But
Yeah.
hope they're having a good Christmas down there. I wonder what their weather's
Do
like.
they even celebrate it?
Probably not.
That's probably not even called Christmas. It's
No.
probably called Crockmas or something.
Yeah, Crocmas or I feel like
Santa Croc.
tropical places like that with a lot of deadly animals. Their holidays are probably different.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
like different times of year, like when the snakes den up or something. They're like, "Thank the law,"
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah, they celebrate.
"Happy Snake Den
They
Day."
celebrate that all the spiders are
Yeah,
dead
like the
for the
spiders
year.
died. We don't have to fear for our lives. Yeah,
How much do you celebrate when you walk outside and that first heavy frost is on?
listen?
You know them
I'm
mosquitoes.
chiming. Oh,
Them mosquitoes
You
and
don't
ticks,
know.
you know they're dead.
yeah.
That's
I'm tickled
that's
to death
magic
when
to
it's
me.
happened.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Because
so
there's
much.
no more worry about the Afgal,
no,
that old Afgal girl
no.
bite you, put you
Don't
out,
matter.
put you out of the game.
Yeah, it's gone for that part of the year. So once that frost hits, you're like, I made it this far. I'm gonna have another winter. I'm gonna have a full winter of no alpha gal
No
or Lyme
Afgal.
disease. But I probably already have Lyme disease.
You know,
do you think you've ever had it?
I think I have. I'm
Because I've
almost
just
certain.
had too many bites.
If other people get bit by a tick like one time, they get Lyme's disease, and I don't. Am I just different? Do I have like another genetic bone
Yeah.
in me or something that
Did I
allows-
mutate
Yeah.
to be able to handle Lyme disease? Does it work on me like an energy drink at this point rather than?
Like I get
Catching.
stronger every time I get hit by one.
I think I do.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't even itch anymore.
Well, see, I was thinking the other day because one of my friends, I won't say his name, he got alpha gal, and that alpha gal jacked him up.
Mm-hmm.
He kept getting sick every time he'd eat, just over and over, and it was not too far after a tick bite. So he finally went to the doctor, and they're like, "You have alpha gal," and his symptoms was he would feel really bad and just get terrible diarrhea,
Yeah.
like every time he
Just
ate meat.
water the commode up.
Yeah. Well, when I was in college for like 4 or 5 years,
A large span of your life.
yeah, long time, I had diarrhea like multiple times a day, every day.
I mean, I can ask you this because now you know. I have another friend. We won't mention his name. He's the same way. But, I mean, I don't think it's Afgal. I think he has just runny stool disease maybe.
Poor diet or something.
Very poor diet. And he says, he's like, I don't ever have to really worry about like having a hard time pooping.
Yeah.
So
If he ever did get clogged up,
that's
it'd
what I was
rip him
kind of telling
open.
him. I was like, you would die. You know, if you actually had hard stool, it would probably actually hurt you.
Yeah.
So did you enjoy your diarrhea or
No.
was it a burden?
It was painful. It was not like
You never had it like enjoyable.
it wasn't like I need to use the bathroom and it just like, oh, it's diarrhea again. No,
Well,
I
it's
knew it was
diarrhea.
diarrhea hours before it came
Yeah.
because it felt like knives in my guts.
Do you ever
I
get
dealt with
like
that for
wavy
years.
belly? Like, you know, your guts will go like, like, you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah,
like,
dude.
you know it's coming.
I've
and
done
it
that.
hasn't-
Seriously, I've done that for like 5 years and I couldn't figure it out. And I swear, like looking back, I bet it was alpha
You
gal
had
because
alpha-gal.
I've had so many dog ticks and Lone Star ticks,
Oh, yeah.
deer ticks. I've had it all
Yeah.
thousands of times.
Yeah. Them
see-
African ticks, you might get one of them. on
Maybe
you.
one of them got me. See over there in Dad's shop, then people bring them deer if
Yeah.
they haven't been frozen. The
They're
ticks
creeping
just
on them. They're just
everywhere.
like, so you lived at a hot zone. You know, I think we got to put a light on that.
Plus the deer hunting, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
you grew up in a hunting family.
to
Your
me, I
dad
never
has
knew.
the scalps
I never
and
knew
stuff.
you could get that, and I never knew. I guess I wasn't afraid of Lyme disease at
Yeah.
all.
Had no fear of it.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
be
the
like,
same way.
my stomach's itching. I'd pull my shirt up and be like, and just pitch
Flip
him
it.
off.
Yeah, I wouldn't even kill him. At,
Yeah,
you know,
I was
so
like,
many.
You know, he needs to live too, and I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
So I would be willing to bet that that's what my problem was. And you know
probably
what
had
fixed
Lyme's-
it?
What?
I had, like I said, I had that terrible, crampy, just knives in my stomach diarrhea, and my diet has not changed whatsoever since
Mm-hmm.
then. The only thing, remember when I ate meat only for 30 days?
Yes.
That's when it changed. It went away.
You killed Lyme's disease with
I
red
had
meat.
even worse diarrhea for about a week. Seriously,
But
like I'm talking.
like it just ate it up in you. Or
Yeah,
something.
I didn't
It
have like
starved
the
it.
terrible, painful diet. Well, maybe it was, but it was like just through a screen door.
water.
Brown water. It looked like weak coffee for like a week. And then after that, it just solidified. And I was like, this is crazy. I
I'm
haven't
better.
experienced this in years.
I need to know more about this.
Well, I done that
I
for
must
30
need to know.
days. And then after I went back to eating the same crap I always had, it's been like,
You're fine.
yeah, it's been like 10 years now. Well, probably 8 years now.
Yeah.
Just nothing. Fine.
Unless you just get in a bad batch or something, then you
Yeah, if I catch something now, like when it happens, I'm like, I don't know how I done this for like 5 years. I don't know how I handled this because it'd be every day, multiple times
just
a
like
day.
like you know what's coming for you.
Yeah, it was like breathing. Like I'd wake
It
up
was
and
just
know.
that calm, and you was like, "Oh, it's time to go." Again.
Yeah, I would plan it. You
Wet
know,
wipes or toilet paper.
just raw dog it with toilet paper,
Oh,
dude.
Gosh, diarrhea and toilet paper, that's a terrible mixture.
Yeah.
I have some people that look at me like, you what? You
Wet
use
wipes?
wet wipes? And I'm like,
What are you?
I have kids. Of course.
You flush
know.
them?
No. I'd never
You throw
do
them in the
that.
bath. Throw in the trash
You can't clog that commodity up.
right next to the toilet.
Yeah, I just got me it's a trash can with the lid.
Oh,
Brooklyn,
okay, so
Brooklyn
it's
requested
slightly-
that it's like the
Well,
shut
yeah.
kind, because obviously.
That way you don't have to look at it.
Yeah, because it's going to be exposed,
Yeah. There's nothing worse than going to somebody's house and you go to pee and they're just sitting there peeing and
there's
you
a
look down at the can
massive
and just like a
okra
huge
seed,
skid
a big
mark.
okra seed's laid out right on
Just a
onion
huge-
blade.
Undigested lettuce.
I went, oh gosh, and I went,
That's the
oh,
worst.
someone's been eating oranges. Someone got into a can of mandarin oranges down here
That's with pulp.
with pulp. I went, oh, they've been drinking orange juice with pulp. That's awful. Holidays bring around a lot of memories. Obviously, we get kind of twisted off. One of my fond memories, of a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, was probably my go-kart day. I got a go-kart and motorized vehicles as children.
Go-kart for Christmas.
Yeah, for Christmas.
What age?
Oh, ooh. I was little. I might have been around that 8 mark. So I could have got the Irwin Jeep around 7. That was probably the next year, around 8 years old. I got this
Prime
go-kart. Oh, yeah.
age.
And there's that intermediate in between
Where you actually fit in them.
and they
your
work.
knees aren't. Yeah, and your knees aren't like sticking out of the frame
Yeah.
on each side.
and
There's a
they're
prime
strong
age
enough.
for
They're
it.
kind of like a Power Wheels.
Was the steering wheel in the middle or off to the side?
The side. It was a
So you could-
two-seater.
you could
I had 2
two-seat,
men.
dude.
Yeah, and I had a little brother, and God bless his little heart, because that child was my experiment toy for up until he got
Lab
old enough
rat.
to realize he was that lab rat.
Yeah,
And then he was like, I'm not doing this anymore, so I lost that part.
he took a stand.
He did. He finally, and I can't blame him. I would have,
Yeah.
knowing what I know and what I was making him do, the things that we would try as far as like,
Is the age gap about 2 years on you and
there's
him?
about 3 years between me and him.
See, there's a lot you learn between those 3 years.
Oh, yeah, I
if you're
had a
3 years ahead of a
huge
kid,
advantage,
you know
yeah.
practically everything to his nothing.
Yeah.
So you can talk him into anything.
Well, I was telling him, like lawnmower, I always wanted to go real fast in lawnmowers. I didn't have 4-wheelers, but I had lawnmowers. And we had the go-kart, there for a little while. She stayed up and going, but the clutches burned up. We were big kids, husky children.
Yeah, we were too. We
A
wore
husky
pants.
husky pants, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing of the past now.
You don't see the Huskies no more.
No
they
more
must have made
Huskies.
people feel bad about themselves.
Yeah, because
I remember going to the Husky section and there's a fat kid like on the board up there,
Yeah,
like
I
jumping
remember.
and looking happy. And I'd be like, I'm in the fat section. I have to buy pants in the fat section.
Yeah.
I remember
The
that.
husky medium is what I wore, a medium husky. And I'll be like,
What brand was it?
it was Husky brand.
Yeah, Husky.
They were Huskies. And Levi Strauss, too. No, it wasn't Levi Strauss. They were Faded Glory.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart brand Faded Glories.
Yep.
And I had some that were so thick.
What was the Kmart one?
I don't remember. I know
Was
what you're
it
talking
Lee?
about. Might have been Lee. Big Dog. You remember that brand of t-shirt? Big Dog had the white
Yeah.
and black dog on
Mhm.
it. I wore some of those clothes. Those were pretty high end. And then, really thick blue jean. Like the denim you got on right now seems
You
fairly
couldn't
thick.
have sat like this though.
No.
because they were too
Gosh,
tight.
no. Yeah, it would have been
they've
like,
come a long way in pant development technology.
yeah.
Because now you got like stretch and all that.
yeah.
They've come a long way with that.
No, those old denim jeans, until they got 10 or 12 years under them,
Yeah.
by that time, I was already out of them. I was still wounding up from the blisters from the last set I had when I was putting the new set on. And I was like, dang, these are going to wear my little legs out.
You have any bald spots on your leg hair
Yeah.
from boots and stuff?
From pants and boots laying on it and rubbing. So like the fronts of my shins are naked.
I had a pair of nicer boots that I'd wear to like church and stuff. And then I had a pair of work boots. And I don't remember which was which, but one was this high and one was this high, say. And there was a bald spot here and a bald spot here from each of those boots.
The boots.
Because I would only wear ankle socks.
Yeah.
I'd just let it,
You didn't care about
Yeah.
what the top of the boot done.
I'd just
just
let
had
it
to
eat
have
my
some-
legs up.
Yeah. I'm a lot of the same way. I've since switched to tube socks. You know.
I remember I used to be real big into like self punishment. I would wear stuff that like hurt me.
Yeah.
because I thought, I don't know.
I don't deserve to feel good in
Yeah.
clothes. you
Yeah.
know.
I guess my thinking was if I get comfortable in boots that hurt me, then I'll always be comfortable, even
Yeah.
when things hurt me a little.
Yeah.
You know,
I would
it's never
say
that bad.
You can stand anything for 10 seconds and count to 10
Yeah.
and then just restart and count to 10 again.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that all
I remember
the
at that same age, I used to think about putting a rock in my boot. I never done it, but I remember thinking like I should put a rock in my boot and just deal with it.
time. Just deal with
Just
it
to
all
see,
day.
yeah,
deal
to
with
see
it.
where I go.
Deal with it.
Just deal with it.
That's what I've been saying, at work and stuff. From when the boys start getting a little edgy, deal with it.
Deal with it.
And they're like,
They don't want to deal with it.
no, they don't want to deal with it. They get angry at me, because I joke and kid a lot. Like during stressful situations, every now and then I'll get a little hyped. But for the
You
most
seem pretty
part,
baseline all the
I'm
time.
pretty evenly killed. Every
Yeah.
now and then I'll get a riled up,
You
I
seem
can get a-
maybe a little quiet in the mornings, like we all are.
Yeah.
And then you just you get
It's
up
a
there
gradual-
quick, but you're not. You don't have a big hump to
No.
climb. You're already up pretty
I'm
high.
pretty high.
And then all day, it just seems like you, even before you go to bed,
Then I'll sleep.
Yeah.
If I get tired, I can
I
get
feel
a
like I
little
used to be more like that. Now I'm a little more.
kind of up and downy,
Yeah.
up and downy.
Yeah.
I
Young
just try to
kids,
keep that look. Yeah, the
bills
kids.
and junk. Like it'll hit you all at once. You're like, need freaking pants. I don't have no money to buy pants right
Got
now.
no pants.
My wife wants this done to the house right now. And just like 1,000 things hit you at once, and I'll go like,
Christmas.
bells will be ringing.
The glad news. Bills and holidays and all these things coming together, meshing into one, and then adulthood thrown in with it, and the children in the mosh pit of it. My little boy right now is 2, and I've got another little boy, John River, who is 5 months, and that mixture right now at that age is, he wants to play with him like he's one of his toys.
Yeah, he wants to grab him.
Yeah, grab up on him, jump on him. And so we're fighting that battle pretty frequently, and it's been more recently than in the past couple weeks. So that toned in with the Christmas and everything else, and the tree lightings tonight. Or no, it's the thing on Main Street. What do they do?
The parade thing?
The parade is tonight.
You going?
It's 20-something degrees with them little babies. Brooklyn's
skip
wanting
it.
to look for
You
she's
could
wanting to look for
you
a
could put your
parking
biggest
spot.
coat on and like mush them in there. and
Mush
just
babies into it.
hold them like you did the fried chicken that time.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
can be like looking out of the crack.
Just going like, I see him, Daddy. I see him. Like, I see him too, baby. My eyelids are froze. Like, I can't blink.
Now that you got like the stash going and stuff, have you ever had it freeze up?
Oh,
on you?
yeah. Yeah, a lot.
Or the nose hair?
Yeah,
the nose
the
hair
nose
freeze.
hairs are
That's
really
wild,
weird,
dude.
ain't it?
Because you won't even know it happened, and then you'll go like flex your nostrils, you'll flare
go-
them, and it goes. You're like, oh,
My
no.
boogers are frozen. My eyelashes, I have really long eyebrows, and then eyelashes too have froze like a couple different times. I have
I
frost
felt
on
them
those.
stick. I've
Yeah.
like closed them, and when I peel them back apart, they go.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember going all the way back to our hunting farm, like to the very back on the 4-wheeler, and it was one of those mornings. It was stupid cold, and like
Wet in the air.
yeah, and my mustache had like icicle balls like hanging
Yeah.
on it. That was crazy.
Where you breathe that hot air out and it's just
Yeah.
like hanging on
That
your
moisture just freezes, flash freezes.
flash freezes right on them stashes.
I got a question for
Yeah.
you. What's the best Christmas present you've ever received? Or the most memorable, not the best, just which one stands out to you?
I really do want to answer this honestly. I'm just trying to think in my head which one it would be.
On your knees.
Oh man, the best one. The most memorable, best. It would probably have to be my dad bought me a 22 Magnum lever action Henry octagonal barrel.
Still have it?
I don't.
You got rid of a Christmas present.
I didn't get rid of it. It got stolen.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, it didn't get
No,
stolen.
I don't think it is worse, actually.
It wasn't like stolen. It was like taken by force. How do we say that?
Mm.
Yeah. A game warden took my
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, a game warden took my gun. And
James.
and that gun was in the mix. For those who don't know on the podcast, I am a convicted. Are you ready? Poacher.
You got convicted for it.
I was a convicted. I pled guilty to the charges that were presented against me.
What were the charges?
My charges were shining a beam from a roadway, molestation of wildlife, and no, not sexual.
That's good.
They just call it molestation of wildlife.
Yeah.
I guess if you shine them, they can run, and
Yeah.
it scares
Molesting
them.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
molesting them with the light. And hunting without a license. So the deal was my buddy Josh, actually, who's coming here.
Well, let me start back up here real quick and say this. If you've not shined a field with a flashlight,
yes, and that's what happened. We got to clarify that part.
like, dude, I didn't even know that was a problem.
That was the issue at hand. It was
'Cause
the
we
light
used to-
from the roadway.
When I was 14 or 15, we'd go up there to Harrison County.
Mm-hmm.
We'd drive all those back roads just looking at deer with
Yeah.
the flashlight,
Like
because
no
you could
big-
see them like
yeah.
crazy. And
You
we
don't
could have
think
got
anything.
busted just as easily,
Yeah.
for that.
And it was at 6:00 in the day it was near Christmas. It was actually, oddly enough, December. I think it was like December the 5th or the 6th.
Which is like now.
Oh, really?
So
Is
it's
it
your-
that?
it's
Yeah.
your
So it's like
convicted anniversary.
Yeah, like close to my anniversary of conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like just before muzzleloading season. Is muzzleloading this coming weekend?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Okay, well, it was just about that time. We had coyote hunted in Jackson County prior to this, and we're leaving and going to pick up Josh's girlfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, or we weren't picking her up, we were dropping him off with her. We just drive past this field out on a county road, old county road, and he just beams the field with a green coyote light.
Mm.
And we don't even brake or nothing. We're just cruising on down the road. Next thing I know, lights are behind me. And
It happened.
the game warden, he said he needed to check if they were stolen, but he lied. He was actually just taking them.
Mm.
Yeah, he was seizing them. And oddly enough, they were never brought up in court, and I didn't think about asking about them. I just thought like after the court was over, we could pick them up, or get them.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I was young and
Or at least pay a fine to get your present
I paid
back.
what I done is we paid all the fines, like right up there, right up front. I lost my hunting license for 3 years. So it's a pretty stiff, there are stiff penalties to that.
Yeah.
Something to remember. Don't shine a light. Because even if there isn't a gun in the vehicle,
Yeah.
you're still.
Well, dude, people are on such a high horse, especially lately, talking about poaching and illegal acts and whatnot. They come at anybody that gets some kind of charge with, people that do videos or stuff, kind of like I do.
I've noticed.
They'll rip them to shreds over something dumb.
Yeah.
And dude, it's so easy to get busted doing something, even if
Yeah.
you don't even not trying. Like,
Yeah.
you know how many deer, which I probably shouldn't say this. You know how many deer I've moved? Because technically,
You're not supposed to touch that deer until
you're not
it's
supposed to
tagged.
move that thing
Yeah.
until you write on your tag the county, the date, the sex, and the species.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the confirmation number for like 3 days, I think. So they give you a couple days to call it in so you can get out of wherever you are. But do you know how many I've moved? Or just forget? Because that's the way we were raised, dude. We would just grab our deer,
a hold
take
of
them
it,
out, call
and-
them in.
Yeah, call them in when you got out on the road.
If any time that has happened that we've done that, my dad didn't know that either. He just thought, you got to call them in. And he would always say, like, what we do if we ain't got no service? Because you don't have no service most of the time when you're deer hunting.
Especially like where I'm hunting.
And
down
I
at the
will
cabin.
take accountability here and say that we probably should have read the regulations a little better and knew what we were supposed to do. But, you can't think about everything all the time.
You'll miss something.
Yeah.
And
I know
if
a
you've
dude.
ever hunted, I mean, I'm not saying all people in the world, but majority
Yeah.
have broken that same exact rule.
Dude, people have broken so many laws
Yeah.
hunting, and people like I said, on their high ground.
Mhm.
The only people that haven't broken laws are people that probably got into it on their own,
Yes. And they
And,
just
like, done it legit.
yeah.
You know the type of person I'm
I
talking
know what
about,
you're
and I feel
talking
like
about.
they're probably the type of person that's ragging on people that have done something by mistake or on purpose, whatever it was. But I know a dude that got busted for having an arrow knocked after dark. He was hunting. Warden was watching him the whole time. It got dark. Warden shined him. He still had an arrow in his bow because it was dark. You know, he was just sitting there letting it get good and dark. And I do that. I don't know for sure if that's illegal in Kentucky. I know it is in other places, but I've done that a million times, having deer under me and just letting them pass in the dark. I ain't gonna shoot them.
Yeah, you just want to get them out of there so that you don't spook the herd.
Yeah, and then after they go, because I don't want to be up there making racket, sticking my quiver or my arrow back in my quiver when they're, milling around, because I might hunt there the next day.
Yeah.
There's a ton of laws that I broke I didn't know about. We used to take buggies if it was raining or trucks. We'd drive them out in the field and truck hunt.
Yeah.
Everybody truck hunts.
Yeah.
Or if you got a kid that you don't want to get out in the cold and stuff, people truck hunt all the time.
Sit in the truck, yeah.
Yeah, and if they bust you doing that, they can take your truck, your gun,
everything.
Anything you got.
It's itching my head a little bit.
Is it?
It's a good hat though. Like it feels like it's pretty good quality.
Probably has something on it.
A lice bug.
The lice bug.
The lices. So yeah. I have noticed recently on YouTube, get on there and like scroll through a couple videos and they're like poachers. And I watched the video. I'm like, well, that dude he didn't have an orange vest on.
Yeah, he just forgot.
Like that's what it was. The guy that I watched last night, actually, oddly enough.
I know a lot of people that will go to other states, hunt, go to their place to get their tags or whatever, and they'll buy their tags, and the person selling them doesn't have enough sense to sell them their license too. So they get their hunting tags.
Yeah, just the tag.
And then they get busted with no hunting license, and then people make like a big thing about it, If that happened to me and people were crapping on me, that'd be awful.
It would be terrible.
It's kind of dumb.
It is, but, there's a lot of people that don't have that common sense or that know better than to put others down.
Yeah.
Stuff happens, it just does. But if you're the one it'll come back on you, You reap what you sow.
And those same people, they're like, breaking the speed limit.
Oh yeah, that's what I love. That's what I say.
Something.
I just tell them like if you want to throw them stones, be ready for them to come back.
Yeah,
because I know you break the speed limit.
Yeah,
same ticket. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
there's there's obviously some other offenses that are higher, but the one I got was no different than a traffic ticket. I went and paid it. It did come with a few other extra things just because it was a wildlife offense, that like took me from my license for a while, but
yeah,
I don't know.
It's for sure. Like I said, people that have hunted since they were young, especially because if you're a dumb kid that goes out there and doesn't know any of the regulations or nobody taught you the regulations, you just shoot whatever the heck you see.
Yeah, deer, squirrels, coyotes, whatever.
Protected birds.
Yeah, and there's probably been more damage done on the protective, like little, finches of the wild, little tiny songbirds. There's been, if you're a coming of age child with a BB gun, Lord help those songbirds because they're getting nailed.
You will shoot, if you're like that, you will shoot anything that lands on a limb long enough for you to shoot at it.
To get a BB lined up on its little back and, annihilate it. And I would eat them sometimes. I've ate a lot of different little birds growing up as a child.
Yeah, we used to breast them out and just fry them little breast bites.
Yeah, have them little tiny nuggets. But it was nutrients. You just want to feel like you're doing something when you're a kid. You just want to be doing something. And so I would do that. I'd build a little fort, kill me a couple songbirds, maybe a cardinal if I got lucky. Line them up.
They was the best eating.
Oh, yeah, best eating. You was doing it. You was living the dream.
Yeah. You
was providing for your own.
For legality reasons, we can say that this podcast is fictional. This is all fictional.
By the way, this is fictional.
This is fiction.
Yeah.
None of this ever happened, right?
None of it actually ever happened, but we're just, we're saying in a sense of could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, just painting a picture for people. It's the holidays.
We're
spinning a tune for your entertainment. So I'll come at you with a little Christmas story of my own, a good funny one. Again, we had already mentioned we were Husky children, and I received a present from a distant relative of a small name brand T-shirt, and I'm large. It was a Hollister T-shirt.
Tighten the arms, man.
Tighten them arms and the titties.
Yeah.
And the love handles.
Yep.
and the mid. It was a tight shirt.
The neck.
You know, the absence of my neck made it difficult for the collar to lay flat. So the collar kind of kicked up. Imagine a 13-year-old Tommy boy.
Yeah.
12-year-old Tommy boy. I was in middle school. I think I was. Yeah, I was in middle school, and I wore that T-shirt, that Hollister. I was hot, real hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I wore that to gym class, and I had to sit butterfly style, cross-legged Indian.
Mm-hmm.
While we were doing the butterfly, my shirt is slowly rolling up my body.
Yeah.
And I can't stop the exercise. I'm just sitting there, and I'm trying to roll it back down, and then I hear the laughing, from the girls behind me could see me. And I won't name names, but you know them. You know some of them. And they thought they just got the biggest kick out of that shirt and my love handles. And so that was just one of my Merry Christmas memories as a child, was that T-shirt. But I thank the Lord for those memories, because, those are good memories to me.
I remember I was about probably, it's before I met you. I was probably 14 maybe. No, I was younger. I was probably 12 or something, 12 or 13. And I remember going pants shopping with Mom. I hated it. Hated pants shopping. Because you get the size out, you go in the fitting room, you button them, but you pull your shirt up and just lard hanging over each side.
You got the roll.
Yeah, and I remember being a kid.
And
you're 12, so you have no muscle. You have no muscle development at all. You look like the shape of a pear. And that fat hanging over, that killed me.
And I remember, let me see how they fit you. And you got it. They wanted to run their hand in there.
They make you pick your shirt up in front of the whole freaking store.
Just come in the
show
room
off
with
your
me.
love handles, dude.
Turn around.
I remember specifically being chubby like that. I went to the store. We've got some pants. I tried on the size I'd always worn. They didn't fit. They were too tight. Too much blubber hanging over.
You'd grown.
Yep, I'd grown, but not in the direction I wanted to. So Mom goes, let me go back and get this size. You try them. And I want to say, I think my height was kind of done around that age.
Yeah.
I may have grew 4 or 5 more inches, but not a lot. I remember her going and getting the size, and I was wider than I was long.
Like the length of the
It was
leg.
like, just for example, it was like 36 or something, 38. And I'm not huge.
Yeah.
My bones aren't that big.
Yeah.
It was fat. Was
Yeah.
the reason they weren't fitting me. And I remember being wider than I was long. That day, we got the pants.
Yeah.
They didn't fit me about a month or two later because I lost fat like crazy.
He was
man.
like, I'm dumping it.
Yeah.
And then you
I
do
quit
go
eating.
through that spurt where, you will drop it kind of naturally, but
I think I'd done both.
You
I
were
think
like,
I was
it's time
dropping
for
it
me to-
naturally because of puberty. Plus, I was not eating much because I couldn't stand it.
you were done with it.
And Dad, I remember one night, he's like, "That all you're eating?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's it.
And he's
That's
like,
it, Pops.
he's like, "I done it too. Now you're trying to stay thin." And he got mad at me, dude, like violently mad that I wasn't eating a big pile of,
The mush they'd made, which
The
it's good mush, it
good
is.
country mush,
There's nothing better.
pork chops and whatever. And I was just eating like a bird,
Yeah, just eat what you could fit in that hand.
I was sick of buttoning my pants and lard hanging over them.
Just forcing those things. And then if you have to sit like how we are right now, getting up from that and that pinch that would happen.
Yeah, it'd pinch the crap out of your
and
skin, or getting up in the button print being in your fat roll.
It was a bad deal. So Christmas weight going away. That heaviness, because we all put on some pounds during the holidays normally.
Yeah, they'll sneak right up on you.
They will quick with that Thanksgiving din rolling
Has being
in.
chubby ever bothered you?
To an extent, maybe when I was younger, but then no, like I got down pretty thin, and before I got married, you got to get your wife, so you got to be like,
you got to prowl.
attractive.
Yeah,
Then after that, I'm like, well, I've got her now, so unleash the beast.
yeah.
And no, it's not like now. It doesn't at all.
You don't think about it ever? Nothing?
No, never. Like it's like I'll get out, take this shirt off, rub my belly. Like I squat down a lot and like make people know, like touch me. Like you're going to have to physically see me. Yeah, it doesn't bother. I think maybe that makes people uncomfortable. I kind of hope it does.
That's good.
It's bad.
It's good. I think that's the way to be.
Yeah, like I'm going to make you. If my nudeness bothers you,
Yeah.
that's your problem, you know. As Anthony would say, because we have a fellow that works with us, and I know he don't care about me talking about his crack, but his crack's out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, don't it get cold? Don't it hurt, you know, when it's cold? Because we're talking, you know, not like this much crack, you know, like 6-inch crack. It's probably more like 9 to 12 inches of crack.
Yeah, and abnormally,
He's got a lot of crack.
a lot of crack.
And
He has long butt cheeks.
real long cheek.
Yeah.
A high cheek man.
Yeah, a lot of canvas.
Yeah, he would have been perfectly suited for that era of high waist jean men.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know when that was, in the 70s or 80s or whatever, but, you know, when they buttoned them above the navel.
Yeah, they probably still wouldn't have worked for him.
Yeah, he would have still had
He'd
some
have had
crack
like
out.
the typical normal crack of
Yeah,
like an inch or two.
a plummy crack or something.
Yeah.
But no, he says it's your problem, not mine. That's how he says it. He's like, well, honey, that's your problem. That ain't mine.
See, I'm
Like
jealous of that attitude.
if someone views his crack, they're the one looking at it.
He can't see it.
He can't see it. He's like,
Yeah.
honey, I can't see it. He's like, it ain't my problem. And I'm like, well, long shirt would solve it, but
See,
he's
that kills
impotent
me.
on
The
that.
thought of my crack getting out and
Yeah.
people seeing that kills me.
Yeah.
I've always been like that, though.
You've been
Even when
like,
I was young,
I don't need that
I never
out.
could stand. I never could stand being chubby. None of it. Even right now, I'm 180,
Mhm.
180 pounds, and perfectly healthy weight. You know,
Yeah.
not like I ain't ripped. I ain't got abs or nothing.
No.
But I still can't stand it. Like if I button my pants and see that fat hanging over, it kills me. It kills me, dude. Still, like I can't get over that.
Dang. Someone scarred you at a young age.
Yeah, I
You've
got
seen
called
too
fat
many
a lot.
oh, well, that ain't no good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get called fat much because everyone I went to school with was so fat. We were all
Yeah.
fat kids. We was all from Hazel Green, you know. We had mammas and papas. And that, you know, when you go to them other schools, their families were so shredded that all the kids with abs and stuff, they just didn't have, you know, parents and
Mhm.
stuff and like grandmas and grandpas to feed them.
They weren't eating gravy
So I
and
was,
biscuits.
I was actually like, you probably haven't got to eat good food
yeah.
because you don't eat good here. So I know you ain't eating good food. And so I'd be like, you know, I'd feel bad for them. Like I wouldn't make fun. I was like, man, you probably would love some of my mammy's biscuits and gravy. Like she makes good biscuits and gravy. Like I would tell kids at school about the food I was going to eat.
Yeah.
And I remember them being like, that sounds awesome. And I was like, don't your mama cook? And they're like, no, she smokes. And I was like, okay.
She just smokes and drinks. That's
She
all.
just smokes cigarettes. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, I guess eat a cigarette. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's bud anyway.
I'm right in the worst part of it. I don't like being chubby, and I'm not one of the people that stay really skinny easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have not gained really any weight. Like from 18 to now,
Yeah.
I've always been like the same. Like I've
Just
got
got a
under,
line.
but I just go like right back to the same weight every
Yeah.
time. Like 240.
Yeah.
It's like I just float right there always. Like I'm never above, never below.
Yeah.
It just always right there, no matter how much I eat.
Since
how much,
I've like been grown or whatever, like 18, probably since about 17, I've been to 195. I've been to 140. I've been to 160. I've been back to like 150. I've been back up to 160. I've been to 170, 180. Or I got back up to 195 not too long ago. Now I'm back down to 180. I just fluctuate like crazy.
back and forth.
Yep.
So have you ever made the 200 mark before? You 200 club?
I don't think I've ever been 200 pounds. Honestly.
I could not imagine being like I got to 190 before I married Brooke.
Yeah.
You know, I was like down to 190, but that was because of excessive drinking. You know, I was an alcoholic there for a long time, and like I didn't eat, I just drank. I was like, yeah, dinner is poured, is what I would say. Like, dinner is poured, and I'd be like,
Glug, 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 glug.
So I just drank a lot, and I don't know that didn't put much weight on me. You know, people talk about a beer belly. I just got like real emaciated.
Yeah.
And skinny and real malnourished. I remember I was very unhealthy. Like I felt bad a lot.
Yeah.
It was probably just that alcohol intake, you know. But
when I was like 180 about 2.5 years ago was when I was working out all the time.
and you bulked up.
Yeah, I was like the best 180 ever, you know?
Yeah,
I'd
just
been
ripped
lifting and
up,
stuff.
shredded.
Felt awesome. Then the heart crap started. Then I lost like all the motivation
He
to
was
do
like-
it. Then I went up to about 195 and my muscle went down. The fat went up,
No.
the muscle went down. Then I looked like a freaking blob.
Yeah, you would like lay down on the couch and be like, "Oh my gosh, like
Pulling my shirt, like keeping my
Going
shirt straight.
this number right here, like.
I have when that happened though, I did change a lot as far as not caring. Like I don't care as much as I used to.
Yeah, that changed.
Which I think that comes with age. Period.
Yeah, you just
'Cause
eventually
once you
get to
hit
the
like
age where
30 or
like,
40, you know
what
how
does
they
it really
be.
matter?
Yeah.
Like, I'll wear mismatched socks.
As long as I'm healthy enough, you know, what the heck does it matter if there's a little bit of blowber hanging
Yeah.
over the paints?
I look for skin tags to like, I kind of like them.
Yeah.
They're like my friends.
You name them?
Stick tight as they can do. Yeah, I got Virgil in my armpit.
You
And,
measure him?
No, like I'll grab him every now and then and be like, "How you doing?" and twist him a little bit, roll him around my finger like a hairball or something.
You ever catch him on something and hurt?
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah, I have before. I know.
Does that run? Does skin tags run in your family?
Oh yeah, my pappy had skin tags the size of green ticks. You know, he had them big dog tick skin tags. He cut one off one time. I might have mentioned on the show he cut it off. And he's bleeding through that big white V-neck. He wore white V-necks his whole life. I never seen him in anything else. And he's bleeding out on the porch. And my mammy comes in. I think Jamie asked him, Aunt Jamie. She's like, Dad, what happened? He said, I cut that skin tag off. And she said, Dad, that could have been cancer. And he said, it wasn't cancer. The dog ate it. And so, the dog ate the skin tag. But the dog would have known had it had cancer. The dog wouldn't have eaten it.
That was his logic.
Yeah, so he was like, I'll cut this off. I'll pitch
Test it.
I'm going to pitch it to Rance.
The dog test.
Yeah.
The dog, if the dog
would
eats it,
know.
if the dog eats it, cancer free.
Cancer
Just
free.
an abnormality.
So if you got something on you, a skin tag or, a big tit mole or something, they got a bunch of names for them.
Yeah.
And
I remember when I was a kid, my papaw, the one that's deceased now, he was, like, you ever caught him without a shirt on? He had a few on his back that I swear to you looked like Italian sausage crumbles on a pizza. Yep.
They're just big old.
Just hanging. Yeah. It looked like you'd took them off of a pizza and just glued them to his back.
Yeah.
Yep. They really did look. I
He
remember
was dressed up, son.
I'd eat sausage pizza even now. Like if I look at it
and think about that.
I
You're
think about that. Like, tastes good.
Bite down into one of them and be like, them was good. That was so good.
Got a nice little snap to
It's
it.
got a good crunch snap to it, like a casing on a sausage.
Yeah, like a bratwurst or something, like the casing.
Oh
that
gosh,
bite.
like that little crunch. So you don't run skin tags in your family. You don't keep those.
No, he's really one of the only ones I ever known to have any.
Dang.
Like our neck or armpits and stuff. Nobody I know really gets them.
I can get them. Like I'll get them occasionally in the armpit, and after a while, I'll clip them off, fingernail clippers or something, get rid of them when they make me mad or something.
What do you do with them after you get them off?
I do keep them. I keep them. I have a little jar.
They dry out like
a
little
Tic Tac.
raisins?
I got a Tic Tac container with skin
You
tags.
make a maraca out of it.
I'll get out every now and
Play
then.
the skin tag
late at
boogie,
night.
dude.
Late at night, I'll creep out to the fence out there at the house and I'll look around, I'll sing like Louisiana in the moonlight or something, and I just love it. I scream the skin tag song.
Have you ever considered eating one?
Yeah, I've ate two. No, yeah, I've ate several already. That's
Dude.
something I do pretty frequently. Eat skin
You're
tag
just a
stew.
wild man. You know what you can do?
Dump those in a stew
Chili
and take
or
it to
something.
a church.
Family. Potluck.
Potluck. Oh, this is so good. Them little bacon crunchies are just
These
like,
little crispy bits are just perfect.
I don't know. Is them onion peel flakage or? And I went, yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is, Karen.
You got it. You got it there. That's what it is.
That's exactly. You picked me out. You got
my
me.
secret recipe.
She went, well, I can't get some of those. And I went, you're going to have a hard time because I don't got many. I'm trimmed up.
I'm actually running dry.
She went, trimmed up? What that mean? I went, nothing. Inside joke.
Tries to make it at home. She's like, nothing can replicate what you do.
There was a little bit of something extra.
You're like, yep, there sure was.
Yep, a lot. I went a lot extra.
Every time I eat a potluck, I think about somebody sabotaging it.
I think about
Especially
it
if I don't know
frequently.
them real good.
You got cat people, it's hard to eat cat people food.
Yeah.
I'm not offending nobody, I hope, but there will be probably some that get mad when they hear that.
I don't really care because I know.
If they got a cat in the house, man,
Yeah.
it's just out for me.
Dogs
Normally.
and stuff.
I can smell it on the dish.
Yep.
You can smell like if they got dogs and cats inside, like a lot of them or something.
You can tell as soon as you look at it. It just has a look, even.
It has a look. It has just
like a crust on top of whatever it is that's not quite right.
Like gravy that set and got cold.
Yeah, it's got that skin.
Film, it's
that skin on the top of it.
You got the dog skin.
Yep. Haired up.
That's something that's getting close. Now, do you do Christmas dinners? Does your family do those?
We'll usually have a party for Mama and Papa Patton. We'll have a party for the Fields family. And then, other than that, Christmas Eve is always at my mom's house. No, take that back. Christmas Eve is at this thing up here. Christmas Day is at Mom and Dad's house. So we all do our things at our places, and then we go to Mom and Dad's, and Mom always cooks like a massive amount of finger foods and junk.
Oh yeah,
that's little barbecue weenies and
those
junk,
kinds of things,
meatballs.
Yep,
that's my poison.
And that's kind of the run. That's the tradition throughout all families. I feel like for the most part is Thanksgiving is the dinner, and finger foods for Christmas, like a bunch of like little dude, I love them jalapeno poppers with anything in them. It can be just the jalapeno and the bacon and the cream cheese, but dude, those I love when they'll fix those. My aunt fixed that, and then like candied bacon.
I like to smoke them jalapeno poppers on my smoker.
Put on a smoker, and that cream cheese when it's smoked, even just smoked cream cheese is good.
Yeah, smoked anything is delicious. You can
smoke it. If you can put it in a pipe and smoke it, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good for me.
It's good for me. It's good for you.
Yeah, smoking. I'm going to try to quit again.
I noticed because you sent when we was on FaceTime the other day and you were in Florida. I was like, he said it was just for the cabin.
I know he's not it's just for Florida.
Yeah,
and then it was just for all the time.
It's just for today, just for work. Get me through.
That's how it happens. It creeps up back up on you. So the SIGs.
How long has it been now that you've been?
It's probably been like September. I was smoking in September, I guess. Yeah. Not cigarettes though. I just started cigarettes not too long ago. Probably like in October.
Did you start with cigars?
Yeah, that's what it bled into. I ran out of cigars and I was like, "Give me some cigarettes." I was like, "I'll smoke it." It tasted like crap, and then the next one tasted better, and then the third one was like, "Yeah."
And you're back. You're
Marlboro Light, where you at? And that's how it starts. The cigarettes creep back.
I'm back
in.
on this, but I don't feel bad about it.
What is that?
It's that Swedish stuff.
This Swedish dip. Yeah, I remember you dipping this crap.
It's good, man.
Good stuff.
They can't prove that it causes cancer so much so that they take the warning labels off of it.
Really?
In Sweden. Yeah. Yeah, there's like 0 cases of any kind of cancer from that stuff.
Yeah, and it's tobacco. It's just like tobacco,
it's
right?
Mint flavor. I think it says ingredients on it. Water, backer, salt,
mint flavoring,
propylene glycol.
Okay.
pH adjusters, carbonate and magnesium, natural and artificial flavors. That's it.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it smelled good. If you had that in cig form, we'd like
burn it up. You never got into the dipping at all, did you?
No, I did it when I was a kid. Everyone
Here's
dips.
something in there. He's here.
There's a child here.
Podcast is about to get crashed.
Yep, we're about to bust it up, bust it wide open.
Where you at, Bob? You ain't got to knock. Come on in.
Come on, Bob.
Door's unlocked.
Open the door. Did he say?
He said the door's locked. I'll go get him.
No, he ain't.
You keep everybody occupied.
All right. So while he's gone, I'll tell you a story, a little Christmas story. As a child, I'm lying. I ain't tell no Christmas story. Dylan has been doing bad things on these podcasts. I know he's been up to no good. So we're going to have to get him straightened up.
I thought about that whenever you heard you out here. I was like,
I don't know how, but in the comments on these videos, I don't even know where it takes them.
When you come in, just shut this door behind you. Helps with the audio quality. Keeps that quality up. What'd you tell him while I was gone?
I was just telling him all about my stuff and medical conditions I got going on.
Do you have any medical conditions right now?
No, my wife's wanting me to go get blood work done.
Why?
Because she said I ain't been to the doctor in a long time and she wants me to get a checkup.
Worried about you.
Worried about
That's
me?
good. Lindsay has never requested that.
Really?
I think she's hoping some kind of sleeper thing sneaks up
you'll
and
come
just
and
gets
kick
me.
the bucket and she'll be
Because
like, finally
term life insurance.
full term.
She get to
son.
cash in that term life and just be good.
Well.
Come on in,
That's
Bob.
wild how much that picks up of that noise because like just that door shutting on the floor was like
Yeah. Yeah. It makes it sound good in here with it shut. If it's
Yeah.
open, it'll echo real bad.
yeah. Well, I noticed when the door was open.
We got a special guest now.
Yeah, Mr. Joshua Mink. Is Josh? You got a middle name?
Kyle.
Oh, I knew,
Kyle,
I knew
slide over a little
something was
closer to
going
James. That way it'll pick you
Yeah,
up
we're
too.
here. Yeah,
Joshua. Kyle.
Joshua Kyle Mink.
What's your middle name? James? Is it Douglas?
Yes.
It's
How'd you know?
Douglas.
How'd you know?
Now let me think for real.
Starts with an I.
It's Isaac.
Yes.
I
Isaac,
remember it
the
now.
son of Jacob.
Because you tried to call yourself Ike for a while, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't let it happen.
You wasn't doing it.
No.
You wasn't doing it. You know, that was what my family called me as a child.
You need one?
The dude wipes.
You need one?
No, I've been using
If
them hardcore.
I don't
They
want
sent me
to. I don't
them.
want to out you, but Josh is an outdoor pooper. We all know someone in probably close.
Well, first of all, you're one to talk.
Oh, I'm a big outdoor pooper. I'm a huge advocate. I stand firmly on ground that if you poop outdoors, you're probably a good man. so I do. I poop outdoors if I need to.
Wait, let's go around the room.
Okay.
Tell everybody our
Okay.
method.
Yeah.
What's
How
your
you-
method?
Are you a squat and stomp?
Let's say
Well-
let's do this first. You have no paper.
Mm.
No paper. We'll do no paper first.
Have you got long fingernails?
Well,
Sock.
sock.
I take my sock off and make a puppet
Yeah.
over my
Puppet
hand.
mouth.
Do you pinch as you kind of go?
I kind of just crease and do the little hook
You hook it.
and hook in the and get what I can, and then
Yeah.
do a rollover.
Fold that sock and then.
Are you talking like this? Boom and then boom, or do you like?
No, I'll grab very lightly without touching the fecal matter
Oh,
and do a rotation.
Yeah.
And hit again.
Okay.
And if it's not good, then I'll pull the tube sock down, fold it back down, and then hit it.
so you can get at least. I mean, really,
Four
you could
good
probably
lobs.
get 4 or 5. You
Yeah.
know, you boom, boom. That'd be a little pushing it
Yeah.
though, because
Yeah,
you might get
usually
some
I
on the
have
inside of your
cheek.
thigh.
You'll get
Usually
cheek
have
and
diarrhea, so
Yeah.
See,
I was.
You
This
say you
is
have
actually
diarrhea.
the man I was talking about earlier. I didn't mention your name in the podcast. I wanted you present. He's the one that has had diarrhea most of his adult life.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying like he's blessed because he doesn't struggle with constipation issues.
Yeah.
Now, past couple days, Josh, if I'm not wrong, you've been struggling immensely with
water.
water diarrhea.
It's liquid.
Yeah,
Liquid.
Just wicked water,
Wicked liquid.
wicked liquid. My method.
So
with
you do the
pooping,
sock. You just
he's a
squatting, you grabbing a
squat-
tree, leaning on something.
Well, when you're severely obese,
Yeah.
it is harder.
Okay.
So you have to squat and then fall back against something.
You have to have a fallback.
You fall and lean
And then
into
by
something.
the time you're done, your quads and stuff, they're locked up.
Yeah.
You stand up and you're going,
Do you stand up or do you just kind of like roll away from it to
Can
get
you roll
off
off
of
the
it?
side?
I'll like say I'll squat here, then I'll just fall against that chair as I'm squatted.
Mm.
So
Some
it's a
kind of
lean
support.
squat, Yeah.
So like
I can do
three
like an elbow or
3 points of contact.
Yeah.
Each foot, one elbow at least.
Yeah. Or
And
a
then
bag
release.
like if it's against a truck, I'll
Yeah.
just fall back and go.
Yeah.
Make a big
Lay
soup.
that ornamental
We call
chili
it
down, dude.
making mash.
Making mash.
Yeah, and we'll say, if someone lets a big greasy one out, that's gonna itch when it dries. When it dries, it's gonna itch.
Yeah.
So,
What are you doing? How you do it?
like if it hits me hard, I'll squat
No
just
paper.
Indian style, and then I just grab a bunch of leaves,
Indian style.
Indian style, like
So you're pooping straight on your cheeks.
yeah, right on.
You're just squatting
I
down.
squat
right?
right down. Like I'm assuming an Indian, like they knew they were quick, probably poopers.
Yeah.
And that's kind of me, like straight down, right where I'm at. Like I don't have to have anything to lean on.
elevation, though.
What?
Because you do understand
Well,
crisscross is Indian.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not.
You're just talking
I'm not
like full
this.
squat.
I'm just full squatting down. I'm assuming an
catcher
Indian would have
squat.
just, yeah, like a catcher squat. I'm just all the way down, like butt cheeks on the heels, right there, and then
No
And then
paper though. What are you
if
doing?
I'm not papered up, I will cut lower mid shirt if the
Make it a belly shirt.
yeah, I'll just make a belly shirt out of it. Or like he said, I'll do a sock sometimes. But where it is quicker for me, like I normally won't do the sock. I'll just like rip a section of shirt off.
Yeah.
Normally I'm pretty good because I am a avid outdoor pooper.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
keep-
always hits you.
I keep wipeable stuff with me. Pretty like it's always on me basically.
Yeah.
It's like a rapper would say, I got that thing on me.
Mm-hmm.
I got those things on me to wipe with.
Yeah.
Because, I know it could hit me at any time.
For me, it's just the squat, and usually the first thing to go is a shirt sleeve.
Yeah, like wring a shirt sleeve off. Yeah.
Yeah. As I'm squatted down, I'll be like,
That way the shirt's still usable.
Yeah. If I'm prepared, I'll have already cut it off.
You'll know
But I get my knife out and just and then rip it off.
Rip that sleeve
And
off.
then
Yep.
that leftover deodorant has a smell good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It refragrantizes my crack.
Undercarriage.
Yeah, at least to, better than what it was before.
Yeah.
Now, I have made mistakes. I've made grave mistakes trying to poop in the woods.
What happened?
Pooped on your pants.
Hmm?
Pooped on your pants.
I don't think I've ever gotten it on my
Shoes.
clothes,
I've peed
but
on my pants before.
Yeah.
Not pull them down far enough.
yeah.
And it goes
Or
in
like
the
a pair of bibs. You have to
Yeah.
grab the two shoulder straps and pull it
Oh,
like
yeah.
this.
You got to have those
You-
suckers out.
I make sure they're like 2 foot in front of me because I know I'll poop on them if I don't.
Yeah.
But the worst things I've ever done was one time I had to poop so bad, I just did it. And I don't know if my clothes were too good to sacrifice or if I just didn't think of it. I ended up using laurel ivy leaves. Them slick shiny.
glass.
It does
That
nothing.
can't do nothing
It just
for you.
smeared it like I may as well had a butter knife.
And they're stiff. You probably could have done like a spoon scoop
yeah.
up your crack, or like
Yeah.
a tortilla, those little scoops.
When I done that, we were down in the woods. We come back, and I was hanging out with one of my cousins playing a game. He was like, "Dude, did you fart?"
I smell poopy. You ain't
I
never
was
smelled
like,
poop before.
Cracked all clean.
That's what it was.
You had a dirty crack.
The laurel ivy did nothing to it.
It just smeared it almost like you took brick mortar and
I
Yep.
mean, you can imagine, like Jesse says, if you take poop and wipe it in your hair,
Yeah.
that's not coming out.
No.
You ain't gonna take
The only way
toilet
you're getting out is
paper or
spraying
leaves
it
and get
out.
that out.
Yeah.
That's
And-
why the dude wipes are superior.
they are.
Yeah.
And the wet wipe.
I
is
will
so-
tell you, the only thing I've seen that beats a wet wipe or a dude wipe
Yeah,
is a bidet.
yeah. You was
I'd
overseas.
never used
you
one
ran, you
in
ran
Japan.
into it.
I don't care if you're out in the middle of a rice field and there's a toilet there. It'll have a bidet on it.
They'll squirt that crack. That
It'll
water jet. That
pressure
crack.
wash that thing, dude.
Did you
Just like a little
wipe
man's
test it
down
or
there in the
anything?
Oh, I tested. Yeah, I wanted to make sure, because I can't see. If I could have seen it, I could have known that it was clean. But I did,
Wipe
paper it up after that.
Yeah,
and
well, you
every
need to get
time.
You gotta dry it off. I always
Yeah.
do a dry off wipe with dude wipes too.
Yeah. Well, every time I did while I was in Japan, nothing.
Just
Nothing.
as clean as
You
crystal.
may as well wipe the surgical tabletop with that paper.
And then you could reuse it.
Yeah,
Dry
you could
it
have folded
back
it
out.
up and let it
Set it
dry.
right back down.
Bacteria
You
wouldn't
noticed they were like up there on the shelf, like a bunch of dried, folded, used toilet paper. You're like,
origami.
What the?
you
I
went,
dried
what
up,
is this?
make origami out of it after I get the
we roll up fish in it, for roll up.
mackerel flavor.
I can't do this. I am not doing this. So your time in Japan, did they do Christmas there? You see
I
Christmas
think so,
trees?
but it's more like a Valentine's type of thing. I'm pretty sure the way they explained it.
kisses and hugs.
Yeah, it's more like you get your significant other a present, but I don't think they celebrate Santa Claus or Jesus or anything
Yeah,
like
they don't
that.
do that over there.
No, I don't
a
think
shame.
Buddha brings presents.
Well, he's a Buddha, he's just different.
That old Buddha.
That old Buddha, man.
Tell you
We
what.
had one.
A Buddha?
Yeah, we had a Buddha statue at my pappy's house. It was just like a pot-bellied little bald man,
Just a little
concrete.
Buddha dude laying there.
Yeah, he had him out there in the garden. He didn't know what it was. He just
Yeah.
got it somewhere.
He just thought it was a funny little
Yeah, it was
Oriental
like-
feller.
Yeah, a little fat, little Chinaman. Didn't know it was Buddha. But he deteriorated. He went away.
Yeah.
Now the Jesus statue, he's still there.
Yeah.
Jesus is always there.
He's always there.
Buddha's gone.
Don't last.
Buddha turned into dust, man. I'm just telling you what happened. I'll tell you what I seen, bub. Yeah. And then I got a little something else to mention. If you're going to drink, do you drink milk?
Me?
Yeah. I'm pulling one of them fat people moves, pulling my shirt down over my love handles.
But not because you're ashamed, but because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, because it's rolling up my love handles getting cold.
That's the way. Yeah,
You
I'm a milk drinker.
Are you-
I'm a milk man.
Is that 1% or 2%?
Oh, brother.
A man of the red top.
Oh. I want to, if I don't have to like drink some water after I drink it to wash the residue down.
Yeah. You ain't
get it
drank
away
milk.
from me. Skim milk.
Yeah. Christmas time is good, thick milk, like, good cold milk.
Do you know anywhere around here to get like raw, just straight out the tit?
Right down the road from my house, there's an Amish store or Mennonite store, and they sell milk there. Raw, unpasteurized milk.
Because I've had it before, and every time I do, I'm like, this is so creamy.
Gosh, it's good, ain't it?
Get a little chunk of something every now and then.
Yeah. I'm like, that's not.
You can go like you're dipping. You go, just gnaw
mince
on
it up, be like, oh, it's good.
It's good. Little cottage
Breast
cheese.
is material. But Josh, he don't drink milk.
No milk?
Lactose intolerant.
So I have a hard time with Josh.
But
I like cereal, but when I eat it,
he's bad. His
30
bowels.
minutes, diarrhea. Bad.
But don't you diarrhea anyways?
So what would it matter?
It
Or is it
just-
more maximized?
Yeah.
You
It's
get the belly
increased.
cramps and the belly
Like imagine,
waves.
just having a normal diarrhea
Yeah.
and then having a severe one where all your bowels are cleared.
Yeah. Does the normal diarrhea hurt? Is it painful? Like knives in
No,
the gut?
He's
No, it's
used-
just more like a can of chunky soup. Has chunks, but
But it don't hurt your
So-
guts and stuff beforehand.
Mhm.
See, I was telling him, we was talking about Alpha-Gal, and I would be willing to bet that I had it back in the day because there was about a 4 or 5 year stretch to where every morning, like I knew it was coming. It wasn't even in
As soon as
question.
I wake up, I did this morning. I
Yeah.
called Jane.
Yeah.
And I heard it
And I
in the
went, what you
background.
doing? And I went,
He'll do that, like puts the phone down there near the commode while he's on it with me. And
we was
Get that
working
echo.
Chuck's, and I kept telling his dad, I said, Dave, gosh dang, I've got to poop bad. And I don't know if I ate something, but I actually had been bad stomach pains for 2 days.
Yeah.
Bad ones. Just standing there, my belly going. Dave was laying on the panel in his house, and he made me stand there and go, now this, number one is this, and this. And I was going, I said, Dave, man, I said, I've got to poop bad. I said, I could poop,
I'm not hearing
I could poop my
anything you're
pants full.
saying right now.
Right now, I could poop my pants full. And he made me go out there and help him strap the ladder down. And this and that. He's got a 500 foot.
That sounds just like something my dad would
Yeah,
do to
like
me. Me telling him, like, hey, if you don't get me somewhere right now, you're going to be cleaning me up. And it just sounds like something he'd do.
But when I finally get
Oh,
home,
yeah.
I was hyperventilating.
Was the belt
bad.
sticking?
I called Caitlin, and she said one of her friends is coming over to get a package that comes to her house.
Oh, no.
I called her back, and I said, Caitlin, I said, what is the package? I'm sitting it on the porch. I said, because I'm about to get on the toilet, and I'll be here a while.
Yeah.
So I went through it on the porch, and I called James as I was unbuckling.
I knew what was happening.
I
I
said,
could
"Is
hear,
anyone
You could hear it.
I could tell he was in a rush.
Yeah.
I was going. I threw my pants down, and I said, I just want to let you hear what you've done to me. Because he's food poisoned me. I know he has. And it was
I gave him some roadkill
probably
deer.
30 seconds straight. Nowhere. It went.
Like a water hose.
And then at the end, it went.
Like a sneeze, like his butthole went.
And I went. "Ugh." And that was the third time that day. I'm
Man.
talking raising the water level 3 inches.
Yeah.
in the as much as it could without it pushing it on down the line.
Yeah.
Toting it on down the line. Comes right on down the line. Whatever you do, that's got to go somewhere. Do you ever wonder about that? Like
Where it goes?
Yeah, like I have a septic tank. He's I think on city sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got to go
Vegetable
somewhere.
wipes, baby.
All them, all the
I
bile.
use them at the house. I ain't got.
Are you on sewer here, or do you have a
Nah,
septic?
septic.
Dang.
Yeah, it jammed up too. Yep, we were in here doing. our
That's right.
thing.
You told me about that.
Yeah, I got in the shower and there's like this much water standing in my shower, and ran a snake down the toilet and stuff because these women, dude, they use it looks like a volleyball.
Like this.
Yeah, they go and then roll it up this big, and they go. Yep.
I'm like,
Well,
wow.
I just figured it was clogged. Well, I was getting the snake way out through there, no problem. And Dad was like, "I didn't dig that tank up. Tank's full."
Oh,
We
God.
dug the tank up, pulled the lid, the huge concrete lid off of it, right where the pipe goes into the first side. You know, it's like this,
Yep.
the tank is, where it goes into the first side. They had butted it right up to the wall. You know, it was probably that far away, which you would think would be ample amount of room for whatever's coming to go past it. Dude, when I done it, it was a log of solidified toilet paper and turd mushed right against that concrete thing, stuck.
It had like made a turd.
Yeah,
The
it made a
pipe
turd rocket, and it was stuck right to that wall. When I
You had to
finally
take
got
a
it,
machete and go like, ching, 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 ching.
when I got it, all I did, I tapped it with the shovel, and it exploded. I went,
Really? It had
and it
all
goes,
that water pressure.
Yeah, yeah. Bam! And just shot turd
It
out
was
in
going,
water.
like puking out. You was going, ah! You were hung like in the tank. It was just.
After I got it too, you know how like it's nasty, but the one side of the tank will have like a crust on the top. They talk
Yes.
about that crust,
the
solids or whatever.
yeah, the crust buster making a poop smoothie. That
Yeah.
guy on YouTube.
Yeah, it's literally like called the crust or whatever.
It's the cream of the crop.
Well, I decided like to make sure this never happens to me again, and I never have to dig this thing back up because my tank was perfect.
Yeah.
It had like no junk. It looked awesome, you know. I got the clog cleared, went to the dad's garage and got an old antique framing saw, like a hand framing saw. And I was down there sawing that pipe, standing on that little concrete bar like this wide, going like every time I would saw down,
Slushy.
yeah, the saw tip of the blade would like smash into the crust and then pull it back. When I got done, I threw that saw in the yard and sprayed it and left it out in the yard for like a month.
just like letting that sun eat the disease.
Yeah, I let the sun take care of it for me.
Oh, that's probably one of the worst. We've had, being electrical work, getting in a crawl space and someone having a sewage leak. It's very common.
Man,
And you're elbowing through there and then you're just like,
yeah,
and you're like, that's crap.
I'm gonna
There's
go
poop.
septic.
Yeah, you think like, yeah, because you're
Skin them
crawling
little
and
elbows
crap.
up.
Yeah, like, be just like off that wrong turn when they put that man in the porta potty. They cut him a bunch of times, like little cuts all over his body, and then they put him in a porta potty. And he
Yeah.
got like sick. He was like, I was like, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something awful. Whenever me and Caitlin bought that trailer
Mhm.
that we remodeled,
Mm-hmm.
nobody had lived in it for like 8 months before it got moved. And I guess it was a big 4-inch PVC, the one that connected the bathrooms from
Mhm.
one end of the house to the other. And then you had your sweep come down and it went to your septic and stuff. Well, me and Clay decided to reuse it. It was cut off, the trailer was moved. There was nothing that passed through it in, 6 months.
Yeah.
Boy, was we wrong.
Oh, were we
got that
wrong?
pipe and rolled back in there. And I guess where it's so long, it had a saddle and everything dwelled in the middle.
Oh no.
And I was holding up one end. He said, just hold it up and I'll glue down here. I said, all right. So we glued it on the far end of the house, and I went to rest it on some block,
Yeah.
and it fell off. And keep in mind, we're on black plastic
Yeah.
underneath
Yeah, the
this.
underlayment junk.
Yeah. And I went up there to help him do something and come back, and it had fell off as it was coming back. One of us bumped it or something maybe, and we hear and it laid a pile about this big
Just like
of
Old turd.
sewage pipe, poopy. There's no underpinning or nothing on
thank
it.
God you wasn't under it. It's getting showered.
He went,
So bad.
oh.
I was literally sitting there because we were trying to hook up that sweep and stuff and
Yeah.
get it all pitched right. And he was on this side and I was on the back side. And of course, the wind's blowing right up in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
And it's
You was
bad.
tasting
I'm
it.
going cross-eyed gagging. I'm going. I have to turn my head, and he's just sitting there going, laughing at me. A wind gust will come, and I'll go. I'll have to turn around to not puke if I do puke.
Yeah.
Gosh, dang.
Smelling someone else's corn mash.
And he's just sitting there dying laughing because he's not smelling it at all because the wind's blowing it away from him.
Yeah, just getting to breathe in somebody else's mash pie.
That
There ain't nothing
mash
much
pie and
worse.
breathing other mash pies, it's difficult. I'm bad about, I'll go in bathrooms and I have no fear of pooping I'll poop in right here, right now. If, you want me to poop, I'll poop.
Yeah.
And so in potty rooms, I'll go in there, and of course most people are shy about that stuff. I'll sit down and destroy a potty, so quick. And it angers people to no end that happens. So multiple times I've had this happen. I'll go in, there'll be someone next to me in the stall, and they'll be courteously waiting to release until a noise occurs. That way they don't have to hear what they're about to smell. Me, on the other hand, dead silent. I'm going to destroy
You
that
prefer
commode.
like a good audience.
Oh, yeah. I want people there. And I'll go, and they'll, immediately you'll hear them start going, like grungling around, getting toilet paper, cutting
trying to
it
get
off,
out of there.
getting out. Yeah. And I do it this last time. That guy, he's like, "This is ridiculous. Like I hear him over there saying that. And I'm like, can someone open the window? I'm grungy talking and trying to, someone open the window, Lord, God, gag a maggot. And he was over there just freaking. Like, the more I said, the faster he was going. Like, the more angrier he got. He blowed out of that bathroom, hit the door of my stall when he come by and everything. Like,
Ticked off.
he was so mad.
He's trying
He was
to
an older
concentrate.
guy. Yeah, he was an older guy. But yeah, I love when that. I shouldn't say I love angering people, but it's funny when it happens.
Yeah.
Josh, are you looking at a phone? Is my dad texting you? Okay, we got to work today, and I figured Dad would be freaking on us
Yeah.
about going to Chuck's house. We've been wiring a house,
Yeah.
getting ready. Chuck Wilson, you know him?
Mm.
I think he said he came to your house one time to look at this the way you built your house because he built his house similar
know.
to this, but
He knows you. He brought
He-
his deer to you.
he knows your dad real well.
Yeah, he
Mark.
called me.
Yeah, that's
He
him.
called
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Chuck.
Yep. He called me it was kind of late.
Yeah,
I was up, but they weren't.
probably was. That's
Yeah.
because he asked me that night, and I was like, just to call him. He left here. It was the night you left the cabin, and Lindsay
Mhm.
got sick
Yeah, dude, she threw her guts up on that
from the
shrimp.
shrimplet.
Where'd you
Nothing
get
like a
shrimp?
little raw shrimplet to
A little
get
bit
you
of
going.
little bit of crunchy
they're
shrimp.
in there and they're just going like this, little shrimp bugs. They're dancing in your belly.
Oh,
You're wondering what the what?
Did you say that?
Yeah, that video. Imagine the little bugs that live in your belly, what they're doing, like how they live. I just imagine it's always like a party. They're always just bumping.
Huh?
Where'd she eat raw?
Well, we was at the
The
cabin.
North
in-
Carolina men brought some shrimp. And they cooked it. I bit one,
And
me
he was
personally,
like-
and when I bit through it, it wasn't like the shrimp texture should be. It was kind of like
It was a little undone.
little rubbery
But
with
dude,
some
the,
pop.
The flounder. I ate.
It was all delicious.
It was
Even-
so good.
It was incredible.
Just maybe they
Lindsay ate
had
a
one or
pile
two
of
that
that
were,
shrimp.
or a couple that were undone.
Yeah,
She
she
got home
must
and
have got
she
her
was
raw one. We got home. She's like, I'm sick.
And
we
then
laid
the little
down.
shrimps in her belly
She was
going
like,
loud.
she laid down. In like an
Wonder
hour.
what they're dancing on that's making your body be like, oh no, you don't.
Like one of the peeps,
Like your
like
be-
off Scary Movie where they go. It's just a straight string.
Are you a puker? Like, are you a
Violent.
violent? You're violent.
Yeah, I can't control it. I can't help it.
You
I really
scream.
can't help it.
Yeah, I scream when I. Like,
You know
I'm
what
like,
I think it is? Honestly, what I think it is? Like
What?
women don't puke that hard. I swear, I think like you can't control it. It's almost like a sneeze. You know how
Yeah.
men sneeze super
Yeah,
loud?
yeah.
I think it's like muscle, just having muscle.
and it's like
Yeah. The last
Yeah.
time I puked real bad right here in this bathroom, I puked so hard that I was seriously worried that I was going to pull like a hernia in my
My Uncle
stomach
Steve
muscles.
tore his stomach esophagus where it comes into his, went septic, almost died.
Yeah.
It wears
Literally.
you out, don't it?
When
Yeah,
he-
'cause
from
I'm-
throwing
dude,
up.
Your whole body's
So
tired
hard.
after.
And I don't remember being like that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, bleh, bleh, or whatever.
Just going like,
but I swear, I think like working and being a man, like you got more muscle and stuff.
So when your
And when
body,
you're puking,
because your
it's
body
way
like
more
makes the muscles
catastrophic.
go.
Yeah, like I can control
Yeah,
it.
your body goes like, whoomp, like launches your
Yeah.
stomach in and you go,
When I done that, I'd been working out for like 2 years straight, hard,
and you were like,
hard. So I was pretty strong at the time.
your
When I was puking,
stomach
dude,
had veins all in it and stuff.
I was like, and Lindsay come in there and goes, she's like, "Are you okay? You okay in there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And
I'm
then she's
fine
like,
now.
she's kind of heard her giggle. She thought it's funny. That same night, she woke up about 2 hours later and puked her
I
guts
was
up.
going,
And I was
ain't
in
that
there,
weird how quick those little stomach bugs can
dude. I don't know
onset?
how. I don't know
And
how it
it's
happens.
the timing like that. Like I've had 30 minutes before between me and her.
Yeah, and
me
feel fine.
Yes.
Totally fine.
Like she go in the bathroom and be like, "Ah!" And then I'll be like, Lord bless your heart, honey. And then 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh
hope
no.
I don't catch that.
And I go outside. Like I'm one of those, I distance myself from everything. Like
Yeah.
I'm going off to die.
To die alone like a dog. Yeah.
Like a dog. And I'll go off and get out there and I
Going to
try to
find
get
water.
cold. I try to get cold and I'll pour like cold washcloths on my neck and stuff. And then finally, my body's like, it's James, you prolonged this enough.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's coming out. Were you there at Brant's the night I got so sick and was puking in the parking lot and stuff? I thought you were there.
It's
was a-
rough.
Yeah, spaghetti
I've not
night.
puked in a while, a long time.
Yeah.
It's so rough, man.
Yeah, it's
Closest
terrible.
I come last time was my dog took a dump in my garage. Caitlin left my door open out my garage, and she's back not walking the animals.
I think he told me about
They
the
went out
the
there.
poop out there.
Yeah, he pooped. And it was a pile about like round as a softball,
Mushy.
but it was tall, probably 3-4 inches tall.
Yeah.
And it had been, I got home that evening, and it had been way earlier.
Yeah.
So it had a hard,
Yeah,
crust.
it crusted
It had a
up.
crust. A
Yeah.
crust.
it had an outer crust, but it was millimeters thick.
Mm,
And when I seen it, I was like, well, it's hard. And I went
I'll just
around,
grab it
got paper towels, and whenever I broke the crust seal on it,
immediately.
got off with smell.
pelted
I've
you.
never smelled.
It launched it
I
right
could
in your
smell
mouth.
my poop and stuff all day, but when I broke the seal on that thing, I gagged so hard I was hoarse for 3 days.
You was going,
It was just one long, ferocious, like,
He couldn't make it quit.
yeah, long. I'm talking at least a
I had a
10
cooler with some fish in it that made me do that one time. Like I thought for sure, I'm like, I'm gonna puke.
Yeah.
And I remember like it would get me, and I would immediately gag, and I'm like, this ain't like me. I
Yeah.
got a pretty stout stomach,
Yeah.
and yeah, like I get that. I remember that cooler, the slosh, like the juice got out, and I was like, oh gosh, I was like, oh.
It's like, whoa.
I was like, what's
That-
going
that
on
never
with me?
happens
What's going
me.
on to me?
Yeah, see, that's the way I am, dude. Gutted deer, gut shot deer,
yeah, no-
old, rotted, don't matter.
no
Nothing
problem,
bothers me
yeah.
like that. I don't like it,
Yeah.
the smell, but it don't bother me.
Mhm.
Well, dude, our little dog that one you seen in here, I made jerky that night. I put it on, and I needed to go to bed, so I set it up for one more hour. Whole house smelled like jerky.
Yeah.
I went to bed. I get up the next day, and I can hear Lindsay like rustling around, getting ready for work. She heads into this part of the house, and as soon as she opened that door back there,
She's like,
she was like, oh my God. And she told me, she's like, something stinks in here awful.
jerky.
Dude, she walked in here farther and looked in that room, and you could hear her gagging from back there, like where I was. She was going like, just over and over and over. And she come back, she's like, I can't do it. Standing in the bedroom. And I was like, what is it? She's like, the dog has puked or pooped or something everywhere. It's outside of the cage on all the sides. It was up the wall, on the wall facing the cage, the other side.
before.
The thing exploded, dude. And I'm telling you, she was like, I need this shirt that's in there in the laundry room. And she's like, will you get it for me? So I went in there and got it. I was like, it can't be that bad. Because like I said, none of that stuff ever bothers me. I physically couldn't inhale it. My body would not let me inhale it. I would go like, because like I'll get nose blind to it.
Yeah.
So I walk in there and take a big breath, and I'm like, I couldn't breathe in. As soon as I tried, my body would go gunk and just stop me.
I was like, Dylan, this is poison.
Yeah.
Cyanide.
It was so nasty, like I didn't even want to mouth breathe. I was like, I'm gonna die mouth breathing this crap in.
You just go in there.
Well, she can't handle that kind of stuff. She gets ready and leaves. And dude, I took the dog, and luckily it was a warm day. I just picked the cage up. Actually, first I went to Mom's house, procrastinated, talked to her for like an hour, drunk coffee, and I knew what was waiting for me. I got Dad's paint mask, like the 3M big dog paint mask that kind of has like the double head strap and the neck strap. Locked that thing down tight. Come in here and pick the dog up, cage and all, brought it on the back porch, and just pressure washed that thing with our hose. He was out there going,
I took my 22.
I took my 22 and I finished that job.
I blew that thing brains out. It was bad though, man.
Oh, yeah.
I scrubbed for like 3 hours to try to get that thing cleaned up.
I don't doubt it a bit.
It was one of the worst
And
smells
after
I've
that's
ever
been
smelled.
said, Merry Christmas.
Merry
I'm
Christmas.
just going to start saying that after like every store. Be like, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Crimbus.
Merry Crimbus.
Merry Christmas. Christmas. Yeah, this is a Christmas season, Christmas holidays. I love me some good Crimbus.
Do you have any specific meals or little snacks you're excited for Crimbus?
My mammy's
You wanna
red
try some
eye
Miss
gravy.
Jerky? Red eye gravy.
Red eye gravy. If you ain't never had red eye gravy, it ain't got flour in it.
No.
It ain't like gravy. You don't put flour in this gravy. You take country ham, a little coffee, and some water, good cool spring water, and you stir that together. And that's red eye. That's all red eye is. Sop gravy. People get, they is red eye flour.
What do you do with it?
You put that on a biscuit. Just drown a biscuit in it. And,
Yeah.
It's like poor man gravy.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it's delicious. It's out of this world. My man makes it. It ain't, like I said, ain't much to it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Just the water, the little bit of coffee for color and taste, and then
Just
stir
saucing it up a little.
Yeah, it's like an au jus.
Yeah. That good roux gravy.
Roux gravy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
for dinner. Give me a Marlboro Light. Marlboro.
Did you guys ask for anything for Christmas?
I did. Victorinox, is that what that brand of knife is?
Victorinox, something like that.
6-inch boning knife.
Dude, I want one of them too. They're cheap. They're not bad.
They got a
$20 or
sale
something.
on them on Amazon right now.
How much are they? Like 20?
This was 60. They're come down to 30. It's like one of their pro knives.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be better still. I don't know.
I bought a cheap Marlin brand one. It's just like it's okay, but it's not the best. Chinese. I don't like Chinese cutlery. Not a bit.
No, China's in some trouble right now, the way I hear it.
Yeah.
But when you make cheap stuff a lot, it's going to come back and bite you.
That's what's going to happen. They
Martial
get
law.
cheap garbage.
Martial law.
You didn't ask for nothing for Christmas, Josh?
We got new phones.
Kids got everything. Jerky's really good.
Thanks. Thanks. I worked hard on it. Made the soy
delicious.
sauce all the way from Japan.
Oh, yeah, you brought it back. Imported. Straight out of importee.
What brand was it?
The soy sauce?
brand?
I can't even read it.
What if it was like what was
I
at
just
the
tried
dollar
it.
store?
I tried it and was like, this is the best soy sauce I've ever eaten.
Well,
brought it straight back.
how do they make a soy?
I really don't know.
Soybean.
Rotten soybeans.
Delicious.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they put it in a thing with water in one of them big pots.
Yeah.
Like,
Can you
just let it ferment.
probably? Can you speak? You learned some Japanese
A little.
when you were here before you left. Irakadosko mitichi, right? Is that right?
Tachiwa.
Irakadesko.
Tachiwa
Irakadesko.
ikura desu ka?
Oh,
What's
beautiful.
that mean?
It means,
How do we do?
It means how you doing?
I think it's how you doing in Japan, ain't it? Like
I think
how
that's,
you been
Konnichiwa.
doing?
Konnichiwa.
Good with that
How you
stuff,
been
'cause I only
doing?
learned the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't learn anything bad.
Yeah, they're good.
Nothing.
They're good people. They're small.
Do they like Americans?
Yeah, dude.
If they don't show it.
Especially the ones we went and seen down in the bottom, like the south part. Yeah, they
South
loved
Japan.
Make you some cufflets out of that.
Oh yeah.
Keep him forearms warm.
While I'm working, I'm like, here I go, disco. I was down in Japan living like you found me, and I had rabbit hutches, and I was a rabbit farmer. And I just clothed this one arm. I was all naked though. The rest of my body, just this one wrist was covered. And you went like you couldn't recognize me, but you knew.
Yeah.
I had like a certain scar on the inside of my arm, and I kept it covered.
James.
And you ripped it off and went, no, I don't. You went,
How
it's
interested
you.
would you be in beaver pelts?
Beaver pelts.
And some beaver pelts.
They tan nicely.
They're beautiful.
They come out the best.
Yeah.
Them and coons. Coons come out super good.
Let's see a coon. I want to make a coon onesie for my baby.
They're real soft. Like I barely even shaved on that thing. Feel how soft it is, like down around
It's
the
beautiful,
belly.
yeah.
And they don't stink either,
No.
like you'd think.
Coyotes stink.
Oh, yeah, coyotes stink bad.
Muskrats come out really good too. Is that
There's
one
a
I
little
tan?
scrat.
Does it stink?
A little bit, not bad.
Little
If the only
scrat.
way you can smell it is if you actually.
Yeah. There's a muskrat. Good old muskrat.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we've got to go to a buddy's pond that's infested.
Who is it?
Cole Likens.
I know of him.
He's wanting us to come down there and kill all the beavers.
Yeah.
So I said, I know somebody that would be interested in some beaver hides.
Yeah, they tan awesome. I'm wanting to make hats and stuff out of them.
Oh, yeah.
I want one, at least one to hang up.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do like a
I said, well,
Little-
I want
This
to cut out a
reminds me of a
circle. My
neighbor.
plan is to cut out a circle, cut out a band for the inside,
Yeah.
and fold that band. Cut the band about this wide. That way I can fold it once, so it's hair on the inside and outside.
Yeah.
And then stitch it up on that top circle I made.
Yeah.
And stitch it down the back right there. After I get that done, I want to sew on 2 big flaps like this, and put strings on it so you can tie it up if you want.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It would be like
Be
a
a lot
little
of work.
beaver mad bomber.
Little beaver bomber.
Little beef bomber.
You go take it deer hunting and get your head blown off.
Oh, yeah. People be like, right there. Big old,
Groundhog.
big old doe right there.
Groundhog right there.
Kill that groundhog, son.
Yeah, I'll tan
shoot
some.
that.
I usually tan some like this time of year. I ain't
Well,
got
I'd
nothing
like
else
a-
to do.
I'd like a little baby onesie. I want to leave the feet and arms on it to connected, in tube form. That way the child's limbs could slide in it, and then the belly can fold around them
Yeah.
and zip up.
Have the little tail still on there.
Yeah, have a
while
little
they
tail.
run around.
Imagine like a little kid running through here like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. Daddy, me poopy. Be like, dang it, in the coon outfit. Son of a gun. Have the little head draped over their head, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Make
that
a
be
hood.
cute?
Little
Big
hood.
cute- yeah, a little hood.
Jacket. Yeah.
Make them a little jacket, basically, and a little pants set.
Yeah. I've
That'd
had
be
Willow
so-
wear this one before because the arms on these.
Oh, yeah.
They're so big around when you split them down the middle. Like you might be able to see it. Right.
Oh, yeah. She can, like,
She's
stick
like
it
a
on.
hole. I had her wearing it one time. She's walking around. It looked like a big beaver coat. She's like,
Walking around in
arms
that.
stuck through
That's
those.
pretty nice. And a lot of beaver pelts are high.
Dude, they
too.
come out. They come out. They feel the best, man. Because they got like that
It's the
down
undercoat
feeling, that
underneath.
undercoat, and then they
Yes.
have like that slick, that stuff.
the silky hair on top.
And it won't come out either.
I wonder what the best time to try to get them is.
right
whack
now.
'em?
Right now.
Right this minute.
We leave here from this podcast and go get the beaver. I don't know when trapping season starts for them.
I think it's any time now. It's any time now. They're kind of a pain to trap, though.
Yeah, probably easier to shoot. Just sit there and wait for them to come up. And,
Are they destroying his place and like chopping trees down and stuff all over?
Yeah, destroying that pond. It's his in-laws' pond.
Yeah.
oh, the in-laws.
Them animals.
He
That-
said
the
that guy's
halls
so
with
serious
Aldi.
about killing them that he's went and bought a rifle and a thermal and all kinds of stuff.
Just to wax beavers, destroying his
Beavers
property.
in his pond.
Dang.
Beavers, the meth heads of ponds. Beavers. Troublesome.
Have you ever eat one?
Yeah, I didn't eat it. I seen it be cooked, though.
Yeah. I
It
made
was
sausage
dripping-
out of one.
Dripping motor oil out of it. It was rendering the lard down off and it was just like big old grease, just running
Yeah.
off that thing.
You know that whole tail is just like a big old blob of fat.
It is
With like
blubber.
tendon going down the middle.
You dissect things, right, when you kill them, like, not dissect
If
them.
I'm curious, yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, as a kid, you kill something, you're going to like, especially if you grew up like we did, I'm sure, skinning and butchering things,
Yeah.
you're going to check out the anatomy, and that's how I learned about those beaver tails.
This one
killed
still
a
has
beaver.
the tail on it.
Ooh, you got the top side of the tail on it.
How much did that one weigh?
About 50.
50-pound beeve.
Probably 50
You would
pound.
be interested in some.
Yeah, you want one tanned?
We might, if you, we maybe do some trading.
I make awesome rugs.
A little shower rug to get out on and go like,
Sweet. I need that hung up in my garage.
Need that in the garage. Dude, every beaver I've ever killed or trapped has that cut on their tail right there on one side
Really?
or the other. Yeah.
fights. They're
Yep.
fighting with one another, and
And their neck,
a
the nape
beaver
of their
war.
neck and stuff will be eat up with scars, especially if it's like a big old,
a big boar baby.
yeah, big old angry one. Big old angry beaver.
Well, they get up there and they fight with one another, and they lack
They don't
the
look
ability
near
to
as big
punch.
in the water, do they?
No.
Once
You
you get
try
on
to pick
beaver,
one of them
you get
things
a
up,
beaver on
dude.
land.
Yeah.
I had a beaver attack a child.
Did you?
It mutilated a little child.
What'd you
It
do
was
to it?
terrible. I beat the shit out with a stick. I beat its head off. Yeah, we was down there at the lake at the spillway.
Yeah.
Little mutilated child on the bank. Mutilated. I mean, it was awful.
The beaver actually attacked the
The
kid.
beaver had came at the child, and the child had it was either a jar of marmalade or Kool-Aid. But the struggle was, it was impotent. The fight was impotent, the way I took it from onlookers. And then, of course, I arrive on the scene. I'm beating this ever-loving piss out of this beaver's back and shoulder area.
The stick.
Yeah, and I killed the beaver. I crushed the beaver with a stick, but or several large sticks. And funny enough, the stick that killed it was one it had been chewing on. Ain't that weird? Like he supplied me with the means to kill himself.
He cut a perfect groove grip for the handle.
Might have been what his plan was like, I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm past
I'd
my
rather
years.
just go out.
I think I'll make a stick for someone to kill me with, and I'll attack and mutilate a child.
Yeah. I'll leave the stick right next to the crime scene.
And then, they can just kill me here.
It worked out perfect.
It
'cause
did.
you
It
showed
worked
up.
out great. There I was, young me, here to save the day. Child mutilated, jar of marmalade busted everywhere. It was marmalade or Kool-Aid. The mother was screaming, Kool-Aid, marmalade. I'm like, I went, you got more marmalade? I was like, I'm thirsting. And I'm beating this beaver. So what actually happened was the beaver went to approach the child for an attack, on the attack. And I don't know if the child was ever bitten, but the child was so frightened by the attack, the mutilation, it was internal.
Yeah. Emotional mutilation.
Yeah, that's as real mutilation, and sometimes worse. Scabs heal.
Yeah.
Mental mutilation.
The mental
doesn't.
scars are getting
They get
emotionally mutilated by a
infected,
beaver.
pussy, internal wound.
That don't go away. So you beat
the
it
child
to death.
was screaming, and the beaver's still there. It was still there, like actively seeking more mutilation upon others. It was chattering teeth, coming at people. A little neck. They got fat neck, shoulder bad syndrome,
Yeah.
and they got a flat neck. Neck is
They just
flat.
go
as-
straight
yeah, it's
back.
like,
People like that.
yeah, we got a family member, old flat neck.
Yeah.
Just a neck.
And the back of their head doesn't go out at all.
No,
It's just-
like there's no shoulder.
And then they have
you
like a
know,
little chin,
like a
little
chin bubble.
chin hump.
Yeah.
and straight neck.
And the neck
Yeah.
goes straight down. It's like the face even is concave to the neck. And so,
would probably do well in a car crash.
oh yeah, like their body, they're not going to get hurt. As
Very
far as
stout
whiplash,
neck, very stout neck.
yeah, Mike Tyson neck. Like there is no neck. Just like
Yeah,
Like
when
that.
they talk to him, they go,
yeah,
Like,
like turn their
turn their
body.
body
Like,
to
what you
look.
doing back there? That's the beaver's flat neck. I just beat that neck. I was beating that neck to death with that stick because I'm like attack. Like a lion. I'm a lot like a lion inside. I also know another human
in the heart of a lion.
that's just like a lion. And I just beat that neck. I killed it. Beat his neck off,
Yeah.
and he lay there. There he lay dead. And matter of fact, someone come and got that thing.
Wanted to keep him.
I guess wanted to keep him.
What if you'd only knocked it out and that thing
And it came back too, yeah. That would have been a terrible car ride.
After I skint them ones out that I have,
Yeah.
dude, their teeth, it's
Little-
insane.
They could cut a bone.
Like right here
shear
where
it
their
right
bones
off.
at and the teeth go in, the teeth keep going in
Like down in here.
yeah,
Like
way
they're-
deep.
Like you can pull them out and they're just like keep
Yeah,
going.
I boiled a head for a friend of mine that had killed one.
Yeah.
And when you do that, the cartilage and stuff that holds them teeth in it
Gets weak.
dissolves.
Yeah.
And when I got it out, the teeth just went like the teeth are about that long.
Like a groundhog too. Groundhog same way.
The top ones go like up right between their eyes and right on back into their head, and the bottom ones do the same thing back through their jawbones.
Dang. So they got power in them jaws.
Which I mean, if they're
And
munching
but
on them
they're-
trees, they've
yeah.
got to have like leverage, you know.
Yeah, it can't be like a little short tooth.
They'd just peel it right out of the bone.
We know people like that too, Dylan.
Short
I've
tooth.
met people with short, really short teeth.
Yeah.
Chiclet
Like,
teeth.
well,
Chiclets.
a chiclet's a long tooth. What I'd call long tooth.
Big old
man.
rectangle.
Yeah,
We
big.
know someone that's got them.
Just
Instead of having
chiclets
those
right on the
teeth
front.
in between your eye teeth and your two front teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just got too big.
I know
It's two
someone that has
chiclets.
over. Yep, that's who it is. I know someone who has over 90 teeth on their top, on the top of their teeth.
There ain't no way.
Top set of teeth, 90 teeth.
Who?
The neighbor down there.
Has he
Weevil.
got 2 rows of them, or is it just like?
No, they're all right there. They're just like, they're permanent, you know, but there's 90 of them. I've counted before when he's talking. And his name's Weevil. Just trying to tell the truth.
Weevil the weasel.
People call him Weevil.
How many
Yeah.
Elmo got?
He's got that. I've got neighbors that don't have hardly but 2.
Yeah.
And they don't meet.
Yeah.
Well, he was, you know, he come over to the
They
house.
probably got a big gum hole where they
He
don't
did-
meet.
Yeah, it's like they interlock. And so it's, you know, you see people that teeth like
Yeah.
that. Like he has them, they're just not meeting and they've wore spots in the gums.
Yeah. Well, they
So
just
when I
mush
say
right
like
into
I
the
give him
gum.
food, I'll be like, here, sink your tooth into that, Elmo, and he'll be like, like you know, and it'll drop down.
Yeah.
What was it you
And it'll
called
look
him?
like-
Bub Dog.
But no, what is it? Modog. He
Modog.
did not like that.
He should quit.
He said, I ain't no dog. Quit calling me Modog. Yeah, he didn't like that, you know. My nicknames don't always work for people.
We
Yeah.
had a fish fry with
Yeah.
only 2 or 3 walleye, and the rest was bass.
hmm
So we only had either 4 or 6 fillets of walleye.
Yeah.
And he waited
And
at the
that
fryer.
pepperhead sat right there at the fryer as we took him walleye out and ate them.
All of them.
Yep. Nobody got any.
No one got any walleye.
And I guess it was because he felt like he could, you know. I don't know.
And
Maybe
I
he was
sitting-
worried about
I
the
was standing
toughness.
there too, and I was
Yeah,
like,
what if he was like worried because he's like, I know, I don't want to
I
be
can't
ashamed.
chew.
I don't want to be
the
ashamed,
bass.
but I'm hungry and I've got to eat, so I'm going to have to eat this
He's
mush.
afraid he
It was
couldn't chew
early
the
bass.
Spring bass, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were good. They were good and tender, but no, he lined those 2 teeth up fairly close because when he would take bites, it were almost like a
Jutted his jaw way over.
yeah,
so he
because
could-
they were like
tick, tick, tick,
staggered,
tick,
but
tick.
he was able to cut it. You know, he
Yeah.
could cut it because he would pull it back, and I've seen him like take bites of Twinkies and stuff, and they'll be look like a mouse have took a bite out of it. You know, like a little chiseled spot. Just
little chisels.
but he looks like he's demolishing it because he's going like, but it pull it out and it'd be like a little nick going.
Whittling.
I'm like,
Whittling it
Peanut butter
down.
fudge again. Was it
Do
a
what?
mouse or Elmo?
was that a mouse in that or Elmo? Yeah, he's had that, which he has the ability to get false teeth or his teeth fixed, but he don't.
You can
Yeah.
automatically tell when somebody's we call them a mush mouth.
A mush
Mush
mouth.
mouth,
We
yeah.
make
You can
mash.
tell.
We know mush
You look
mouths
immediately at their jaws.
and tell
You
it's
see
a
that?
mush mouth.
That lower jaw's just going up too
You can
tight.
see it's concaved.
Yeah. Yeah, when it goes up so far and the
They usually
frown-
have wrinkles.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
wrinkles
Where
from
their
that.
top jaws sag over their bottom
hmm
cheek
Yeah, from going up too high.
Yep.
from the mush. The
Mush mouth.
Mush mouth.
And there's nothing wrong with mush mouth. I love mush mouth people. It's part of our heritage and culture around here.
Yeah, there's a
To
lot
have
of
a
mush
mush
mouths
mouth.
here.
Yeah, a lot of meth.
We're getting away from that though.
Slowly, a lot of meth heads, because now mush mouth people aren't all meth heads. Some people just don't have
Yeah.
teeth.
Oh, listen to this. I told you I was in
But our
Wildcat.
meth heads are getting caps.
I told you I was in Wildcat the other day when I went and got my radical.
Yeah.
And I was over there looking at magazines, buying some extra AR magazines. And I heard somebody come in there. I was like, "Hey, buddy, what you doing? What you doing?" And he goes, "Man, you never believe what we found today." I don't remember if he said pulling somebody over or what. It ended up being a cop. He said, "White heroin." He said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, like white powder heroin." He said, "What's the difference?" He said, "We've never seen it around here. It's usually tar heroin. That old crap they heat up or whatever." I don't know nothing about dope. But he said, "Yeah." So evidently we're getting
some high end.
We're getting some of the high class
stuff.
dope. So maybe our dope heads will have teeth now.
Yeah, if it's good stuff, it might not rot their teeth out.
But yeah, that's what I got.
Well, we got them though. We got dope heads.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
Get a 6mm arc, but
oh, Shane dumped out a carcass over at Stars.
Did he?
Yeah.
I've called and
A
called.
Called. Tell his little back and little arms was so sore.
When you're going around that hill towards the range.
Yeah.
Over on the right.
How long ago?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Interesting. It's good to know.
Good info.
Me and Jesse went the other night. We called behind his house, and then went over.
And they have to. There's something interesting to know. My brother has been suffering for years with these. They're wild cats.
Mm-hmm.
They have no home, and they're hump
Very
breeding.
invasive.
They've got little hump dumplings running around everywhere, and they're thick and they're invasive. They've been killing chickens and everything, and so we've called multiple adoption agencies, and no one is willing to take these little cats. But you can't catch them. That is one thing that they were we couldn't get them in traps, so we've had to been,
somebody's feeding them. Somebody's got to be feeding them.
There's someone.
Has to be needy
People will take like bags of cat food and cut down the middle and throw it out to them, and then feed them, and that causes another birthing explosion.
Yeah,
because it is like a little bomb goes off, and there'll be cats everywhere, and they poop and pee on stuff.
Yeah.
That made the resonator on the banjo ring.
It did. It was this muskrat. I'm allergic. I'll set that down there. He needs to take care of his hides better.
You think you are allergic to that?
No, I don't know. I just think I just might have got a sneeze. I don't know. Maybe. I hope not. My eyes start swelling shut. I'm having a hard time seeing. So they do kill the cats, and Jesse, he's killed a lot of them, getting them rid of them. And so, yeah, tell them what happened the other night, Josh.
Well, whilst at Jesse's calling, it was about 30 minutes in. And whenever we first started, I done some howls and stuff. We got a pack fired up, but it was pretty far away.
Mm-hmm.
They were going crazy. So I played house for a little bit longer, just kind of so they could know the vicinity. Then I went to rabbit distress and stuff like that, just to try to do some tomfoolery on them.
Yeah, mix them up.
Well, I ran the rabbit distress for probably 20 minutes, and I've got Jesse's thermal monocular, and I'm scanning this big field. And something told me to look, because we're sitting on a wood line. Something told me to look down past Jesse. And I looked around him. And something was like pounced up, just sitting there, just going.
Something's coming.
And I was like, oh, yeah, it's a fox. I said foxes are sneaky like that anyway. And I told Jesse, I said, right there, right beside you. He said, I can't see it. I was on a turkey hunting chair, and he was on a regular height chair. So the tree limbs coming down, he couldn't see through with his thermal.
Yeah.
And I've got my 350 Legend, and all I've got's a light on it. So he said, you shoot it. I said, all right. So I lean out in front of him. I said, plug your ears, because I'm on the left side of him. I'm shooting past him. I lean out and beam my light, and I see the eyes, and I go, and I take the thermal monocular and look, and I said, well, it's dead. It's laying there. Let's go check it out. He turns on his light, and we get close, and I see red. And I went, heck yeah, big red fox. Then we come through the weeds and look, and it was a big orange cat.
Big tabby. They got a big tabby cat down.
a huge cat.
We call when we kill something.
And it
we
had
call
been
it
a big
loafing.
stud cat because its nutsack was about as big as this
It was a
microphone
big.
puff.
It was the breeder, a male tabby breeder,
Stud cat.
stud cat.
Big
Well, I mean,
nutsack.
what do you? You know, you can hunt at night. What do you do?
Well, you eat them. We sell them to the local buffet,
Yeah,
the Chinese buffet.
Great Wall take them.
They love it.
They make them skewers. They make them
Love a
skewers, them
tabby
little meat
cat.
skewers.
I had some of the best collie I've ever had there in my life.
I like
Good
Chinese
tabby
food.
cat. Good tabby cat
Huh?
and
I
collie.
like Chinese food.
Josh loves cat.
Chinese, Japanese. Guess you could say I'm partial Asian.
Oriental.
He's
You like that
all
Oriental.
Oriental.
That Oriental stove.
Yep. And Dylan ate a lot of Oriental food while he was in Japan.
A little too much.
Have you done a podcast
man.
since then to like describe your trip so
I
people
did.
already know?
Yeah, I kind of laid it out there. I just got the first 4 days edited and put on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I'll have to watch that
it's a wild.
because I'm wanting to see what them little folk are like over there.
I
Yeah.
bet
Little
Wally
Falcons.
was bad disappointed he didn't get to go.
Oh, he's bummed out, man.
He would have
He's
been
so
one to
bummed
have
out.
Again in
taken
April, ain't they?
because you could have
I
got him.
think so. Yeah, I think so. Speaking of killing cats, we killed a cat when we were young by mistake.
Oh,
we thought
no.
it was a
This
coon.
was 100% by mistake, and it's my second time doing it
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's done this before.
because at Stars.
Well, it's on somebody else's property.
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
your
you gotta
animals
keep
up.
you got to keep them up.
This one, holy frig! This cat at Jesse's was big.
The
I
other
killed
one
at
he
Stars,
killed,
I was
45
driving out.
pounder.
I was driving out and seen it run into the weed thicket over there. You know where the barn is, and then the shed.
Yeah,
There's that big spot they don't mow. It's about this tall.
yeah.
And I seen something run in there, and it peeked up, and I seen a big fat head and pointy ears. I was like, freaking bobcat. And
It's time.
I always park at the barn and walk back. Well, I jumped out and racked one in the 22 mag and went, and I'm telling you, it jumped this high. And when it did, I seen a long tail, and I went, oh, God. And I walked over there, and it ran probably 30 yards and found it, and it was a huge cat.
Persian.
It's like bobcat killer too.
Yeah. I ended up shooting it in the head. Had to shoot it in the head, put it out of its misery.
Yeah. Every time I've ever been coyote hunting, which ain't too
Cats.
many. No, I ain't seen them, but I'm always like, man, somebody's dog comes running out here.
You can tell a dog from a coyote easy. Cats from foxes and bobcats are very hard.
It's a very
Very
you
hard.
walk a fine line.
Yeah. Walking the razor's edge.
Anyways, that thing was so
They
big.
will fall victim.
I picked up its back feet by its ankles, kind of like that, and was holding it with my arm.
All or nothing.
like
65
this, standing
pounds.
up. And it was so long, I kept having to lift it up higher because its front paws kept dragging.
You should have just went nipped its
65
tail off. Are you sure it
pounds.
wasn't a bobcat with a long tail?
That's what we
This
thought.
was a huge, flat-faced cat. I don't know what type of cat it was.
It was a mush head. Mush mouth.
One of them big flat-faced cats.
It had definitely
Did it have
been-
one tooth on each side?
It did, and it had it had white tar heroin on it,
No.
or white dust heroin,
Yeah, white powder heroin.
white powder heroin on its nose holes.
The good stuff,
The
not
good
tar.
stuff. It'd been
Two,
eaten.
I mean, easily mistaken. And then after we shot that, Angie called Wally. On us.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but and Wally come over because he thought somebody, I guess, was random was over there.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm hunting." He said, "Well, just call and let us know." He said, "Angie was freaking out. Said she heard shots." I guess she was walking. I don't know. I never did see her. But right after we shot the cat, we come around the other side of the barn. This is before Wally come there, and there's a coyote pup sitting there staring at us,
Looking him right in the ugly eye.
looking just sitting there like this.
But guess what?
100% coyote.
Yeah.
100%. It was a little pup. And
Tell him what happened, Josh.
Sam, that boy, was with me.
Lay it
Pulled
on
it
it.
up. I said, shoot it right between the eyes. When I
Shoot it
shone
right in the
this light
face.
on it. I said, at 17 will kill it. Just shoot it right between the eyes. Okay. Well, he pulls up and shoots, and it's dark, so you can see the bullet go wherever. And I went. I didn't
You
say
went
nothing.
mile high and to the right.
He said, "Did I miss
And
it?
went
Did I miss
read
it?"
all.
I said, yeah, missed it. And it was like 50 yards away, and I went,
Oh.
But you wasted your shot. It was his shot because you did shoot the cat.
I should have shot.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to be on the count of three. Don't really mean three.
Yeah.
We all
You
know
notice
that.
how there's no rabbits out there?
Mm-hmm.
Telling you.
Coyotes and
Missed it.
foxes.
That fox, that fox, we never killed it. It just evidently got peppered.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's ate up with coyotes. If you go out in that big field where we always shoot, last time I was out there, I seen 2 or 3 piles of coyote crap.
Yeah.
So I know they're infested.
You think they've gotten wise to the
They
call?
won't call
Yeah,
in.
they're wise to it.
Well, heck, you think
Infestation.
we've killed, I don't know, probably altogether that I've witnessed and been there, probably 7.
Is the carcass method any good? You ever do that?
It can
I ain't
be.
never done it.
You need to be there, it's evening time thing and early morning, but it works. And if you'll keep continuing to feed them there, it'll
Yeah.
work.
They'll know. That's the spot.
Yeah, like they just kind of make it a hot spot. Infestation.
See, we've done that up there at the farm because we always dump our deer off at the exact same spot
They
every
know
time.
it's like, deer season's coming up, boys. If you can hang in there another month,
Yeah.
just wait on. And they'll wait on you.
Eat some cedar bark.
And they'll eat, and their little bellies be full.
They wipe the rabbits out, though, I'm telling you.
Yeah. We've never seen many
Infestation.
rabbits up there at that farm we hunt. And there's
Never.
coyotes everywhere.
Infestation.
Yeah, we need to take a trip if someone would go.
Yeah. Have you ever had a necromancy? Jababy. I'm going to go ahead and say that, get that out of the air right now. A ghost of Jababy.
The ghost of Jababy?
Yeah. You ever read it?
Probably
Try it out
won't.
sometime. Try it out.
Probably won't.
Is it a book?
Yeah. It's a book. Amazon. It's worth a read. The
You
Ghost
eat
of
bread?
Jababy.
Did you do the audio book or?
I did audio and I read a little bit myself. I wanted to fact check it.
Yeah.
So I did. I backed it up with some facts.
Yeah. It's like bringing your own Bible to the Lord's house.
Exactly.
You can read along. Make
Read
sure
along.
they ain't telling you no
What
lies.
they ain't telling you about the red top at Food City's better than it is anywhere else.
Is that where you like to get it?
Food City milk is by far the best. Food City red top, 2 gallon, because it ain't like a regular gallon of milk.
It's either got to be Borden or
No. Food City is coming straight out of the milk titty. Straight out of the cow.
We always
titty.
get ours at Kroger.
Kroger's got their own dairy.
Kroger
Do
is
they?
thick, good whole milk. Because if I want to drink water, I'll drink water. I won't drink 2% milk or
But I
1%.
believe around here, you've got Borden, which obviously Kroger has their own dairy.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Borden, and then what's that other one? And they make all the milk for everywhere around here. Just
Can you tell the difference between them?
I don't like milk.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got the lactose tolerance. You can tell the difference though, James?
Oh, absolutely. You can tell the difference. You
But
can tell
somebody
what's...
will make it. It's,
Yeah.
golly, what's the other company? Come on, throw some milk brands out.
Flavor Rich.
No, Flavor Rich was Borden.
Mayfield.
Mayfield's bankrupt. Mayfield's not a thing anymore.
Really?
Clover
Dang.
Valley.
Clover Valley's a descendant of one of the 2 big.
Is there any other brands?
Yeah,
If there is, it's Food City.
no, Food City's not a name brand.
The only ones I can think of is Flavor Rich and Borden.
Borden makes Flavor Rich,
Do they?
Milk.
just like Great Value is Borden.
Milk.
Milk.
Hey, Mommy, get me a glass of milk.
But yeah, I don't think Mayfield's
Some milk.
a thing anymore around here.
Yeah.
The yellow jugs.
Yeah, Mayfield was a
Now
good
that you
one
mention
back
that,
in
I've not
the day.
seen that in a long time.
Yeah, Mayfield was a big one for worm
Dean's.
jugs.
That was
Dings.
the same thing, wasn't it?
Ding ding.
Dean's and Mayfield.
Get a ding ding on you.
Is there a brand we're missing?
Yes. Prairie Farms.
Prairie
Farms?
Farms.
Prairie Farms and Borden.
Yep, that's it.
Prairie
So-
Farms kind of looks like. Is it a white jug?
That's
like.
Food City's either made
Food-
by Borden or Prairie
Or
Farms.
probably Prairie Farms.
Is it more expensive
It's
than
a
like the cheap
2-gallon.
Kroger
It's
milk?
a 2-gallon jug.
Where's
and 1
Walmart
gallon
milk made?
Borden. It's all the same milk.
They just
Comes out the
put
same
different
thing.
labels
Just
on it.
change
Is all it is.
jugs
Jugs and
for
labels.
caps.
No other flavor stuff at all.
Nope.
The only difference in Borden And Walmart is the chocolate milk has a different recipe.
But like
got
their whole
Chocomax.
milk is literally the exact same milk.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Always good to remember.
And the
Milk.
price is always different.
Milk comes from the same teat.
Borden milk is probably $2 higher a gallon.
That's insane.
And Great Bay, same exact thing.
They literally run one and then they run the next one
Whenever I was still
out of the same jug, the same.
That's
mix.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's about a joke. This is about a joke.
They call it homo, but we call it.
Yeah.
It's always been called
Homo. But it's not. Doesn't mean homosexual.
It's just abbreviated homo. And,
Homo sapien.
You would run 25,000 of it in one day. And then
Yeah,
you would
That's
run-
gallons.
And then you'd run 6,000 Borden.
Because I guess the Borden don't sell as much as the.
Yeah, because people know better.
What a ripoff! That should be illegal.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They name. They're name chasing. People chase that name. They're like,
I only get Borden.
Walmart
Borden
just
milk's
going,
by a
"Hey, we
stick
need
jug.
this much milk a year
Good
for this
jug."
price. Do
Yeah.
it or don't. We don't care.
It don't matter to me.
This guy.
I'll mix up the milk. I don't care.
So the prissy people that's actually getting the Borden
Or just getting
are
Clover
just
Valley.
getting Clover Valley.
Yeah.
Clover Valley.
Dollar
just
store
getting
milk.
Borden.
They're getting the
There's
same thing.
probably IGA, same milk
Yeah.
as Borden.
That's crazy.
Food City, not the same milk as Borden.
Food City
Food Shitty milk.
on another level.
It's whole milk.
I'd have to think.
The first
We
thing
used
I
to
ask
run
before a
Dawn's
trip,
and-
how much milk do you think we need?
Do you drink it every day?
I drink milk. I'm always eating cereal, milk. I make cookies and milk a lot.
I like milk with desserts, like
you
cakes and
gotta
stuff.
have milk with dessert.
brownies.
I could never sit down and drink a soda.
I don't
pop
dunk it
with
in
a
there or
milk.
nothing.
You just drink it
I just
afterwards.
drink
You know
it.
what I
Wet the
do with
whistle.
Oreos?
What's that?
Cereal.
I'll
Make
take a
cereal.
bowl
Yeah.
and I'll take a whole roll of Oreos. A whole roll. And
Your
I'll-
big sleeve.
I'll break some in half and leave some whole. About
no.
50-50. I'll do it 50-50.
Yeah.
And I pour milk in it. And
Dump
I give
the
it
milk
about
to
30
it.
seconds. And I get to the bottom and I start going.
Then
Drink
after you
it.
eat
You
it,
have to eat it in 1 minute.
Yeah, because
it'll
they'll
just
saturate.
evaporate.
They just turn to
After I eat it,
dust.
My
Yeah.
belly goes.
You got 1 minute to eat it, and then you got 1 minute to get to the toilet.
Get to
after
that
you eat
potty
it.
room quick
It don't
because you're about
hurt
to
me
make
bad,
mash.
Like I just get severe diarrhea from what I normally have.
Yeah.
Instead of applesauce,
But it's worth
you
it.
got
Oh,
apple
yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
Apple juice, apple sauce.
Instead of more of a paste, it's a little bit more liquid.
more run.
Yeah.
And then the belly pain with it.
Gas. It
The
gives you bad
gas.
gas.
The
Yeah.
belly gas.
I was good.
That's the worst
I
part.
was so grateful last night because the diarrhea had subsided and I
Yeah.
could let out gas.
Yeah,
He
that's
could finally
nice.
roll-
All
Release.
day yesterday, I'd never farted once.
You had to hold
And
it.
that's bad for
Couldn't
me.
chance it.
I let
You couldn't
one.
chance it.
Couldn't. If I went
Yeah.
to, you could feel your butthole going.
You're going,
Get,
you hear some
oh,
liquid.
nope, that's something behind that.
So I could. But after I finally took that last one, that big one,
Yeah.
I could start letting them roll.
Dude, when you've taken farting for granted for like days, months, whatever, and then finally it hits you that you have diarrhea, you don't
You're
think about it.
That's not part of your life
You just gotta
anymore.
rip it and
Yeah.
I've
I sit down on the
I've
potty
had
a lot and I'll
do
just
some
go,
pain.
Yeah.
just go, oh.
I've put myself. It's been probably a year now. Year or two.
Yeah.
But
What was your last accident, bud?
Um,
You've pooped yourself right before?
Mm-hmm.
I've
Yeah,
done it- I do it
honestly,
pretty
it's been a few
frequently.
years.
Okay. My
I pooped
like
in the
stomach
bed.
virus and stuff,
You
like
pooped
crap
the
like
bed?
that. Pooped
Yeah.
the bed.
I had food poisoning really, really, really bad.
what'd you eat?
Mhm.
They don't know.
Don't know.
The state called me wanting to know what I'd been eating because they were trying to figure out if something was contaminated. Like I had actual, it's called Campylobacter. It was like some kind of food poisoning. Lasted for about 4 weeks.
There is a
Dang,
type of
son.
food poisoning. It's why you get gas in the poops after eating buffet food. It's called profinogens. And it's from
Again,
dust settling on buffet food.
I want to see I want to see what the little worms and stuff in our bellies.
They're partying.
if they're
It's
not,
probably all
just
like the good ones partying, and then you go to the buffet, and then Profenogens get in there, and they're like, "Now listen, now we're gonna take place over. We're running this train down, and we're eating all the food,
And
then we're gonna
starts going.
and then we're gonna split in the water juice in a minute."
like they're just.
You gotta take Wormer twice a year.
Have you taken wormer before?
No.
Hey, let's all make a pact. I'd like to take some. I'd like to know what's in me.
Yeah,
Shake hands with it, you know.
poop it out. See how the sausage is made.
Yeah, I want to know.
I've never taken
Let's all
wormer.
take some. We'll get out of here.
Which one we
go
doing?
buy some
Like
wormer.
ivermectin?
Ivermectin.
I'll
Probably
do the ivermectin.
Just and then
What would you do if I
Just
we'll
clear
all
out.
have wicked diarrhea for probably the
It
day.
looked like I boiled
You know how them little dogs do?
Garden
They-
hose.
hair pasta.
No, like a garden hose.
It was, I was going, like, help me. One's got me, pulling me into the potty. I'm like,
I guarantee you our guts has got something in it.
oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. There's at
100%.
least something in there.
I'm like, this is a bit
As easy as them
bugs.
dogs get worms and stuff. I reckon people used to get worms all the time.
Yeah, it was really common. They'd send them, they'd like give them medicine for them all the time.
Yeah.
Poop a bunch of worms out.
I wonder how that went away. I guess kids not playing outside as much.
Maybe
or something.
that or the stuff we eat is already so poisoned that the worms are just like, can't live here. He went to McDonald's,
Toxic
run.
environment.
I heard the McDonald's speaker run. Get the heck
If you
out of
want
Dodge.
something to, how would you say, Imodium, right?
Evacuate your bowels.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Do you
Imodium will
use-
clog you up,
The
right?
one that hardens.
McDonald's will do that for you.
Yes. I think where it's got
Stiffens
so
him
much
up.
preservatives in it.
It
Yeah.
stops his bowels
If you
up.
want to go from applesauce to 40-degree peanut butter,
Yeah.
McDonald's.
The ones where you wipe and you just keep wiping. And you're like, how's it
Sharpie.
still there?
I think it's like just a bunch of preservatives because you can have a French fry fall on your floorboard 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And get it
It's
out.
exactly
And
the
it's
same.
the same, just harder.
Yeah. McDonald's never really tears my stomach up. It always makes me feel like I've been poisoned, which I have been
Yeah,
poisoned.
you do get poisoned.
Every
if you
time I eat
McDonald's.
it, I always feel like
Tired.
off.
That's
Yeah.
why you just always stick to Food City milk.
3 times a day.
It's
3 glasses.
three
a day.
glasses of milk.
Milo can drink the milk. Golly.
Little babies can drink milk so good.
They love
They
it.
love
I
milk.
was holding it yesterday.
But you know, everyone's like, don't give them, they'll grow titties. And, you know, like it'll mess them up, hormones.
Destroy their teeth. They drink too much milk.
And, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know anybody that don't drink milk that ain't healthy.
I ain't healthy.
You're healthy.
All the heavy milk drinkers I know are pretty healthy.
Healthy people. Big,
Wonder why that
strong
is.
backs
We know one that's
and thick
big
neck.
time healthy. Big time haunches and stuff.
Oh, buddy, at work.
Bub.
Did he drink a lot of milk?
This
Big
much
bub.
crack hanging out at
His
all times.
cracking
He's a
haunches.
milkman, though.
And
Well,
he
so
has
let
low
me tell you, he
haunches.
says he goes to the
It's always
doctor.
exposed. And when he walks, they go boom, ba, boom, ba.
They rock.
And they always look like
Boom,
He looked like he's
chicka,
dancing in a
chicka, boom,
Shakira
chicka.
video all the
Yeah.
time.
And it
But-
always looks like he's been rolled around in a bra patch.
They're scratched and bruised.
On his butt?
Yeah, on his haunches. His shirt sits up on his sides, you know, like it's his belly. He pulls it down over his belly, but it's always up on his haunch. His hips don't lie. He tells us the truth though. He's like, you know, doctor told me why I'm fat because I drink so much milk, but I'm just gonna have to die fat because I ain't quitting drinking milk.
How much milk is this dude
A
drinking?
gallon a day. Gallon
Seriously,
a day.
1 gallon
Yeah,
a
gallon
day?
a day. Drinks a
The
gallon a day.
reason he likes Food City is because they sell a top handle. Like
2
a
gallon jug.
2 gallon jug.
To get him
it's
2 days.
2 gallon, and then it'll get him through 2 days.
What does he eat with the milk? Because it's not just the milk.
He eats
Can't
that
be.
and Meliella.
Just garbage.
He eats
Seriously, I'm telling
Meliella.
you right now,
He don't eat that much.
all I've ever seen him eat is junk food. Like
Hey Siri, how many calories are in a gallon of whole milk?
50 calories or more per cup. Reduced
much?
fat, also known as 2%, has around
How many calories are in a gallon of whole milk?
a 16-ounce portion of whole milk contains 298 calories, or 15%
How many
of your daily
ounces?
calorie intake based on a 2,000
A
pound-
gallon, Siri. A gallon.
times it by 8.
I won't do math.
$2.98 times 8. Ain't there 8 pints in a gallon?
Let's do this.
It's whole milk
Hey, Siri.
or nothing.
How many ounces are in a gallon of milk? 128. So it'd be 128 divided by 8, 16.
Yep, that's right.
One thing,
$2.98 times 8.
well, 8 ounces of milk is like 160, ain't it? Or 150.
I thought it said a 16-ounce portion.
A 16 ounce was
I done 8
$2.98.
ounces though.
Oh,
So 150 because it's 300.
yeah.
So 16 times 150, 2,400 calories in a gallon of milk. So if he just
That's
drunk a
daily-
gallon of milk
that's like
every
a
day,
Big person's daily serving of calories.
yeah. If he ate just that, he'd probably maintain. Or he
Yeah.
might actually lose some weight because he's so big.
He's 380.
But if he ate
400.
anything else with the gallon of milk, he's gonna gain fat.
Well, he does that and Mellow Yellow because it's good. It's good better
He
than
drinks them by the gallon or
the big bottles of Mellow Yellow.
2 liter,
Yeah, like 2 liters. He'll do.
and he
2
don't
liters.
he don't do diet, does he?
Oh no, he would.
Well,
he would eat. He'll eat what he wants too with that. But like that's his essentials. Is the milk.
How much Mellow Yellow is the dude drinking in a day?
He'll probably drink. Gosh,
probably
probably
1.5 liters.
2 liter and a half. Yeah,
2 liter. Let's
Probably
just
about
say
a
a
gallon.
2 liter.
they could do a gallon of Mellow Yellow.
Hey Siri, how many calories are in a 2 liter of Mellow Yellow?
We call
Siri
it.
can't do
we
basic
call
math.
it Yellard Mellard. Is what we call. You want a Yellard Mellard? I was like, yeah. Get me a Yellard Mellard.
I may not be going to
I
stand.
may not be going. Oh, you ain't.
Our new phones come in. We got to go up there and hook them up.
You're probably gonna be going to Stanford.
Ain't gonna happen, bulb.
We ain't going to Chuck's, by the way.
What happened?
Sure, Dad's wanting to go to the meal.
He's going to the meal tonight.
Yeah. And I told him I couldn't go because I had that dinner. That's why I was wanting to work Chuck's.
And the Christmas parade.
So
Well, we've hit
maybe
2 hours
Saturday.
and 16 minutes.
Let's rock on out this thing.
Let's hang it up for the holidays.
Let's tell everybody a happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas,
Yeah.
Instead of Merry Christmas.
Merry Hanukkah. And a Happy Christmas.
happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. Watch out for the beavers.
They'll
Drink
get you
plenty milk.
and
Make sure
aim
to
for the
watch-
neck
watch
with a
all the
stick.
Home Alones,
Smack the back of the neck.
Watch all the Home Alones.
All the Home
all the
Alones.
Santa Clauses.
And
Yeah.
Christmas
good, too.
Vacation, Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Great movie.
Anything with him in it.
Yeah.
Does John Candy have Christmas movies?
I don't
Uncle
know, but
Buck
if he
is
does,
Christmassy. Uncle
It's
Buck,
Christmassy
it's a good
enough.
movie.
That one too.
Great one.
That's
And-
all I got.
Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for having me on the show for a Christmas special.
Glad to have you back for the Christmas special.
Yeah. And I
Josh,
hope-
thanks for being here, Bob.
yeah.
It's been
You-
good.
You helped us entertain
Been good.
some folks.
Good time, boys. We'll talk at you later.
Love yous. Bye.